Hello, everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. It is Tuesday, or so I'm told, and we're back with Myth Dawn. Episode 3, it's called Bring on the Tears. That's not what it's called. Eric made some pun, and it made me sad inside, so I started the game sad, and let's see how sad we can get. So, speaking of, Eric, who are you? What are you doing here? And what is Myth Dawn?
Hey everybody, I'm Eric, aka Eric Vulgaris, aka the Sad Master. I am a part-time streamer of mostly role-playing games. Hopefully I can say better words than my introduction today. I'm a streamer of role-playing games, mostly of the indie variety, and as well as doing a producer for some D&D shows in over on the D&D channel. If you like Misclicks D&D Risen, I'm the person behind the scenes making sure that happens, as well as doing the tweets and that kind of stuff. So that's what I do. And this is Myth Dawn. This is a high-concept D&D game where we have, selected all and deleted all common races and monsters and things like that, and we have replaced them with our own cooler ideas that we've made up while we were building the world together in our session 0 that Mike has conveniently put on YouTube. That was a lot of fun, and you, if you're here in chat, you probably helped us. So thank you for that, chat, because chat definitely got a say in it. And we did that. It was fun. It was a game that I whipped up just for this purpose to try out. And it was a lot of fun. And so you should totally message me if you like it and you wanted to try it, because someone else already did that and they said they had raving success with it, which is really cool. So yeah, do that. Thanks. Yeah. That's me. Back to you, Mike.
I got a message today that was like, hey, you have a Twitter comment. I was like, I have a Twitter comment? Oh, shit. So I went to go check, obviously, because I get one Twitter comment every 6 months. And it was on Myth Dawn. And I was like, oh, look at that. And the guy was like, oh, yeah, my Dungeon Master retweeted this. And I was like, I tweeted this? He just tweeted it? Cool. And he linked me the tweet. And I was like, hey, random person that tweeted me, thanks. You're neat. Send. I was the most excited. That was the high point of my day so far. So you have a lot to live up to, Eric.
Now you're sounding like my dad.
Yeah. I try to give you small goals, incrementally increase your... So let's jump over to Summer. Summer, who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing today?
Hi, I am Summer. I run Off the Table, which is another stream here on Twitch. We stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have a D&D DM advice show. We're running 7 different systems currently, which is awesome. I got to play in Warhammer last night, which was I'm so excited to continue that. But yeah,
space or fantasy?
Fantasy.
Oh, there's a video of that? What's the name of the campaign?
It's called Warhammer the something storm. I don't remember. Okay. But yeah, you can go find that
the
on
something storm. Got it.
And yeah, I'm playing a bunch of new systems and I'm really excited. But yeah, that's what I do. I'm playing Zarina, who's a Grigori ranger. She's kind of a sad girl right now, but hopefully on her way to being a happy girl. I don't want her to be sad. I realize I only play sad characters right now, but hopefully she can be the one that turns it around. But I'm really excited for today. Yeah.
I think we're all sad girls right now.
We are.
We are one collective sad girl.
By Cinderberry.
Yeah. I think the saddest girl today, and hopefully she turns a positive note, we'll jump over to Metamancer. Who are you? What are you doing here? Who are you playing? And how sad do you plan to be today?
Okay. Who am I? I don't know. My name is Metamancer, and I do things on Twitch like tabletop roleplay, as you can see me here. On my channel, I run a Sunday show called Call of Cthulhu Reveries. It's a horror roleplay game. And we're on season 2 now. I'm also developing the roleplay extension thing for Twitch. And I'm playing Minea Etri, who is a consort bard. And she specializes in being bubbly and fun, but she is sad girl too, because bad things happen and she tries to make them good to no avail. So I am 110% sad girl today.
Okay. That's a high percentage of sad girl.
It is. It is high percentage.
You have to be our happy girl. Yeah. You're the only
one.
She's
going to trek through it. She's going to trek through it.
You got to get through the swamp of sorrows, and then something. You'll be somewhere that's happy. I don't know. I don't remember that movie. So last but not least, Grant, who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing today?
Hello, my name is Grant Ellis. I'm an independent content creator who has been involved with role-playing games for about 25 years. I am an infrequent Twitch persona who often shows up on channels such as unMadeGaming, Encounter Roleplay, Exploding Dice, and Off the Table, which I'll be on this Thursday. I'm the creator of a show on Encounter Roleplay's YouTube channel called The Storyforge, which is all about world building for your tabletop role-playing games. And I will be playing the role of Brother Tok, the Lightforged Paladin of Redemption, who died 1,000 years in the past, but was redeemed and brought back by his Voidborn brethren. And I look forward to today's show.
Sweet deal. And I'll be reprising my role as Rajan Asherok, who is the lesser-known, lesser useful twin brother of the unnamed Voidborn that I didn't name yet. That resurrected Tok and has never lived it down. So with that, Eric, take us away.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. So welcome to Mython Episode 3, Warrior on the Edge of Time. So our party twisted to navigate what to do about Cinderberry and the upcoming assault. Selfless Cinderberry suggested that they move on and complete their goal to find Vashnyara, the falling red star, and Herald of Prophecies. The party did what they could in defense of the outpost before finally saying their farewells and leaving this place to fight the army of the Seventh Sister and its general, Ruiner Hawk. So, as we started, you guys were walking off in the sunset, all Western Lake, into the wastelands, and we're starting everyone's session to juxtapose how shitty it is to walk in cold, arid landscapes with telling us a time you were happy. So I have a scene prepared as well for this, but I prefer to go last. So who wants to jump in here, do this, do your scene, claim inspiration.
I have dibs on second to last.
And then throw someone under the bus to go.
I'll go first, but is my microphone working this week?
It is.
Okay, thank you. All right, so here is Tok's time when he was happy. Tok walked as though he was alone, his happiest moments now unknown. This is his curse to always be a creature of finite memory. But although his feelings are lost to time, he has built a theater for the mind. There he keeps relics, signs, names, and tokens that preserve a record since his brain is broken. He longs to remember the name of his former family that accepted him as a Lightforged melody. For he once lived with the consort in a time long before the wall, before he proved that even the greatest heroes can fall. But his current test is to wander far, escorting the chosen to the coming star.
Oh, hell yeah. Recharge that inspiration. That was awesome. Way to make that rhyme.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Way to make it rhyme. Impressive.
A little bit of Brother Tok lore.
Just a little bit. All right, who's next?
Let it go.
Yep, you got called out.
I was fully expecting it. I was just holding out to see. Okay. Mine is not going to rhyme at all. I just want to put that out there.
Same, but mine doesn't rhyme either.
And I can't sing, so performance-wise, this is what you get, okay? So don't complain, because I love you. Okay. You see a younger Minea kind of walking towards the center of a big open field surrounded by her extended family. And they're all playing musical instruments and cheering and singing, and you can see almost this tide of color just intertwining across everything as she accepts her new place as one of the new melodies that's joined the community. And she finally receives her musical instrument, which is a violin made from light. And she begins to play it for the first time for her community as they all join in and create a harmonious song.
Aww.
It's so happy.
That's so sweet. I love it. So does this mean I have to go
That
now?
makes it you, Summer.
Yep, your turn.
Okay, I'm really sorry. Mine is really long. It's 700 words. Can you make it?
Holy crap!
We'll survive.
I didn't mean to, but I got carried away and I
Go
couldn't,
for it.
I couldn't stop myself. Okay, here we go. And you guys are going to get to learn Zarina's name before it was Zarina.
Ooh.
Fel watched her mother as she faded from view. It was her first night alone. She stood on the outskirts of the grand city of Undava, its shining, shimmering lights coming off in waves, pulsing with the energy that the moon brought. She took a deep breath and clutched her locket close to her chest. Even though she knew it wasn't real, this air, even the locket, it felt real. She squinted against Undava's dream sight, like her mother had shown her, and she could see her body, her physical one. It looked as though in deep sleep, curled into the side of her mother. She thought herself ugly and frowned, allowing Undava to steal the image from her. She turned away from the dazzling city and walked into the misty night. The past year, she'd been shown the rest of the world, or at least most of it. Mother had shown her the differences in dreams, how to see an active dreamer, how to sift through them and pick out the truths, and how to claim them as her own. Fel only had a handful of collective memories. Something about the process made her sick to her stomach, but it was how things were. She drifted aimlessly, sometimes seeing other Grigori, but mostly she was alone. She eventually found herself near the boundaries of the consort. She couldn't see, but she could feel the thousands of active dreamers on the far side of a great barrier, the water wall. In Undava, she could walk out on the water like it was solid ground, and she came right up to the wall. She could feel it pushing her back, even while she wished so desperately to see what was on the other side. And then she felt something else, a pull. Her head snapped to the side, and she could see 3 brilliant white lights grouped close together, creating a vibrant brightness like she'd never seen. Before she could even think, she was there beside them. They were consort. She could feel it without having to clear her vision, though she did. She had never seen one before, and she was glad she saw them now. They were beautiful, but they were also tempting. Consort dreams were rare, and Fel looked across the landscape, checking for any sign of other Grigori, though not many bothered with the water wall. She knelt down beside one of the consort, who looked to be a young male. She reached out and cupped the light that hovered within him in her hands and brought it to her lips. Her mind suddenly wasn't her own. She was running along a street in the most beautiful city she'd ever seen, more beautiful than any fabricated place in Undava, and it was real. She could feel the sun on her skin, the whip of the wind in her hair, the dampness of the air, but it was just a dream. She pulled back from it and regained her bearings. She felt herself shaking, though there was no need for it. Fel had never felt anything like it, never seen anything like it. She wanted more. She suppressed a laugh as she brought the light to her lips again. Hours passed and she was content to watch. His dreams were so different, so concrete. They all rang with truth. She could feel that dawn was near, and soon he would be awake. Before, she had never wanted to keep the dreams, but today she did. Her being ached with a desire to keep these, just these. Yet, after a long moment, she carefully replaced the light, got to her feet, and wished for home. When she awoke, her mother was already carefully soaking a smooth stone in a bowl of dreams turned blood, her hands coated in red. She frowned when she saw Fel had nothing to show for her hunt. "Bad night?" her mother asked softly, turning back to her work. "No," Fel managed to whisper, trying desperately to replay those dreams in her head, even as they slipped from her memory. But even so, she still felt joy at having seen them at all. Not at all.
Fuck. That's super good.
So do we just like end the
Some
show?
good shit, man.
Do we just end the show right there? Is that what we just call it?
Can't top
Hey,
that.
That's a lot to live up to. I'm not sure I'm ready for
It's
that.
fantastic.
I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
That was really good.
Got me in the feels as being in a consort. Love that. That was good stuff.
Thanks, friends. Tribe
The worst
Sulfur.
part is this will be followed by and Raijin finished off the cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah. No,
That's
I get to bring the sad happy.
Yes.
Do it.
Cool. So this scene is set in one of the skyports of the Voidborn, one of their high cities, and it is loud, bustling town. There are people everywhere. There are some people from different races here for this gathering. There is a new ship that has been commissioned. There is a speech happening, and Raijin is toward the back of the crown to a point where you can only hear like the as it echoes out over the loud storm behind it. A large bottle is ceremoniously smashed across the side, the bow of the ship, as the remaining people walk up the gangplank, turn, wave to their friends, families, and board the ship for its departure. And there is a Voidborn in full regalia, turns and looks and waves, and you see Raijin's eyes kind of go down, and this Voidborn that has walked on the ship looks just like him. The ship parts and takes off, and Raijin goes back to his normal day-to-day routine. Talk gives him shit, his family gives him shit, society more or less gives him shit, because in Voidborn society, twins are incredibly rare, and twins usually mean that you are bound for greatness. However, in Raijin's circumstance, Raijin was not bound for greatness. His twin was bound for greatness, and he has been bound for mediocrity. But every day that a letter comes back, or word comes back of the great deeds of his twin brother, no one pays attention to Raijin. And those are his best days, because he just flies under the radar until the most recent letter came that said reports had come in that the ship had gone down in a location they were unable to send a rescue crew, which meant no more letters would come in about his great deeds, which mean all of society would turn to Raijin to live up to the legacy of twins. And so the last scene we see is Raijin packing his bag and looking at Talk and saying, "Let's go. No one else is going to find him. We have to."
Aww. It's a happy sad.
It's a happy sad. Now everyone's 5% more sad.
Damn it! I was already 110!
It's a choice amount of sad.
Yeah. Eric,
All right.
last but not least.
Yep. Standing over a roaring fire, a red-eyed cloaked figure silently reads a letter before throwing it into the flames. Merwellin, it is a fundament of the Void Mother's creation that you are alive. I have known no happiness since the time of our separation. I gaze upon tonight's flame and see your smile, its warmth a pale facsimile of yours. This ruination we offer to the Void Mother, I solemnly and quietly dedicate to you and your return. I have met one by the name of the Seventh Sister, who has the power to free you, but her power comes at great cost. She says I'm to bring her the one she seeks, some miscreants, but are led by some forged one of considerable martial skill. I dare admit my pride got the better of me the first time we met, but never more. My quarry doesn't know that the only thing they are getting closer to is their own demise. They're strong, but are they wise to what lurks in the waste? They will try the Humbura Pass, but the winter snows have not yet opened, and upon delay, they'll be forced to travel below among the wicked ones, where I will meet them. I do not fear my foe, nor the wicked one's machinations. The only fear I possess is returning with only corpses to give my patron. For to fail her is to fail you, my love. The storms will cease, the stars will fall, but my love for you cannot be annihilated until our anticipated reunion, Akkad. And that's my scene. I wonder what fire they're looking over. The camera doesn't tell.
Mm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Cool. So you guys
better not be Cinderbear.
Yeah, so you guys are
That's not okay. Okay, let's
Yeah.
just not talk about it.
5% more sad now. Cinder something, that's for sure. Oh.
Okay. So that's... I like doing villain things. I watched Star Wars recently, and I got obsessed with the idea of cameos, cutting over to seeing what the villains are doing, and they're advancing. So sorry, everybody. I'm gonna do that
great.
more. All right. So, anyways, though, let's we're not here to just hear about NPCs. We're here to see what you guys are doing. So yeah, you're off in the middle of the waste. We're not. Do you guys want to do anything? Like, you guys are just left Cinderberry. You've said farewell. You have the benefits of the spell right now. So in order to get to the sacred site where the star is supposed to land is called Majest. In order to get there, you have to cross through this massive wasteland, pretty much the scarred remnants of of part of the Void's Empire. Basically, it's in a hospital and incredibly violent. So in order to get there, the fastest way is to go through the Humbora Pass. So that is kind of the way you guys are going. It's kind of the only way that the trail kind of takes you anyways. So we kind of jump in. If nobody wanted to do anything beforehand, to you guys definitely navigating a very narrow ridge line. Kind of imagine like a sort of a canyon face, right, with the two edges, like a chasm going down. It doesn't go down too deep though, but you're kind of just like navigating the edges here. If we look at roll 20, you can kind of see how like the earth kind of spikes and juts out fiercely, like the bristles of a hedgehog. Yeah, I'd call it hedgehog fierce. Get out of here. And yeah, so that's kind of like the scope and scale of the rocks around you. Some of these rocks that seem to, and shapes seem to have appeared to be like buildings turned into rock. As well as if you can see in the picture way up ahead, you see that even in broad daylight, that burning red star that's slowly coming down. So once again, there's no real sounds of insects here, but there is the whistling of the wind that sort of hits these sharp rocks and produces strange acoustics. But yeah, you guys are sort of navigating this pass here. I'm trying to get up to.
Now, are these rocks all like glassed from the storm?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. You can think of them as either mostly like lightning bolt-y glassed. Some of them are just like sort of solid, sharp pieces of obsidian. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a whole smorgasbord of rocks and minerals, if you will.
Sweet. So my first question for you is, as a Voidborn, do I know what's typically in this area? Or does no one come down here anymore?
No one comes down here anymore.
Okay.
You know that this place is where you exile people.
Okay.
You know, people who violate the codes of the Voidborn, they will kick them out down here.
Okay.
The term they're called the Lanetli. That's the Voidborn term for cursed people.
Sure.
People who typically.
So are they like unsavory people potentially?
Possibly.
Okay.
The most common offense for getting kicked out is failure to surrender your goods to the Void Mother during those holidays. If you keep things and you're found out, you are kicked out, and because you are in severe violation to the gods.
So it's not like violent crimes or something like that.
No, there's definitely violent crime too, but I don't. Most things are violent in Voidborn society. So it's obviously like the worst offenses are absolutely punished by either just death or exile. You know, typically if you did something bad, you would volunteer to die, right? Or like as like an honor thing, right?
Oh, as part of the culture,
right? Yeah. So to basically be marked like as a craven or a coward and to not surrender to death is to be kicked out to here. So yeah,
Gotcha.
it's usually people who are too cowardly to even do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. But yeah, so that weird whistling wind that plays tricks on your ears here. You're trying to navigate this very tight chasm. There's a little bit of snow flurry kind of kicking around because of the winds blowing a lot. What do you guys? I need somebody to lead the group through this.
I think Ragin is heading the group towards their direction. Not that he knows where the hell they're going, but he's following the star, and he has his shield slung on his back, his cutlass in its holster, and he has what amounts to a Voidborn like shemagh kind of wrapped around his face to stop this wind, because at a minimum he knows that the sand here becomes so fine that it is like glass, and the ones that are larger are even worse. So he has himself kind of wrapped up as best he can to prevent any kind of wind sweep that would come through and like send these razor sharp rocks. He likely would have told everyone the same thing as well. And he's just, I think, given what happened recently, the fact that he basically had to run away from a fight, the fact that we just essentially condemned our friend to a terrible fate, and can't do anything about either of those things, I think he's trudging. I think he's just head kind of down and just pushing forward at an inhuman pace. Like just continue going, no breaks, no one gets tired. We're just going to keep going. We have to keep going. That kind of mentality.
Yeah, you get lost in your work.
Yeah,
that's the way to cope.
Yeah. So yeah,
cool.
So he has everything, and he's kind of a little hunched as he just sort of muscles through the motions, always going the same direction forward.
Min would probably be humming something melodic to counteract the wind effects because it's not pleasant to her. So you guys will hear kind of a not entirely cheerful, which might throw Z for a little bit, just because normally Min's very happy all the time, but it's definitely kind of like almost a calming humming and a tune at that point.
Yeah, I think Zarina's kind of like walking behind her and like trying to like check on her every now and then, like seeing if she's okay, like if she needs some kind of like moral support, and is kind of bringing up the rear because she, as a Grigori, like most of her training was like self-taught, but like most Grigori don't really need to perfect their physical bodies. So this is a lot more, just like the traveling they've been doing over the past couple of weeks is a lot more than she's used to. And like days of first fighting like the sands in the desert and now this, she's kind of like, she knows that she should be at the back because she doesn't want to slow up the group. But she's starting to get tired, like very tired, just from like beating back against the consistent winds.
Talk would be marching just directly behind her to make sure that she doesn't fall behind because he doesn't get tired, thirsty, or hungry, and is the least affected by the travel. And he does sort of mention to his traveling companions that they shouldn't force the march. As we travel through the waste, we're going to want to conserve our energy and our fortitude. However, the pace Raijin is going seems appropriate if we are to make our destination without delay, so we're going to have to endure the wastelands.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Raijin, I think you're pretty much ahead blazing the trail for everybody.
Yeah.
So I need you to either describe what you're doing to help navigate this chasm, either for everybody, or actually maybe if you want, maybe it's actually not you. It's up to the rest of the group because you're kind of stuck in your own little thoughts. Do your thoughts include the group's safety here? Or are they?
I don't think it does. I think he is. He is doing that exactly what Grant said. He's doing like a forced march.
All right. Well,
so he has a destination of forward, and if there's anything in that tunnel vision, he'll navigate around that. But he's not scanning for things to come down or anything like that. He's pushing everyone forward.
Why do I even bother trying to tempt you with a bargain if you're just going to take it? Cool. So there's a part where the rocks give way as the wind, as a piece of like roxicle comes down and breaks part of the chasm, and you just leap across and you start walking and you turn around being like, watch out. And then you realize that like you're already on the other side and you can't really help them. And so the three of you, you see this happen, and Raijin isn't there to help you anymore. The path that he took isn't there anymore. It literally is just disappears into some void underneath you.
Fantastic.
This isn't good.
Nope, it's not. I can't even see him. Can I see him? Or is he like completely... Oh, okay.
No, you guys are approximately maybe like 15 feet below the ground right now. Like there's the howling windswept like plains and dunes above you. You're kind of like walking along this chasm just to get out of the wind, really. So this is where you're at.
Okay, well, I have climbing kit and grappling hook, so if I can grapple to something... any of the rocks or like the jagged edges that I can use, maybe like two that are kind of crisscrossing that I can get the grappling hook onto.
Right. Cool. Yeah, no, that sounds good. So you're going to try to use your tools to get yourself over there?
Yes.
Definitely. Okay.
And then, so the rope, obviously, and then I'll swing the rope back over to Z and then talk.
Right. Cool. So you're being pretty smart about it. What's your strongest attribute here? What's your strongest ability?
I mean, I'd probably use
You want to do dexterity or intelligence? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Either of those work for what you're describing.
Okay. Do you want me to do just dexterity roll or like an acrobatics?
Oh no, it's acrobatics. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be an acrobatics roll, but
Yeah.
or athletics.
Okay.
with based on either dexterity or intelligence because of the way you described it.
Okay. Cool. So I'll just roll my acrobatics then.
Yeah. Okay. Not great.
No, I literally fail my best skill all the time.
I
Yeah.
like the face
Okay.
you made.
How?
I hope no one else
How?
saw that.
Okay.
Literally, how?
It was
Fuck
a
you,
little
roll
sly
20.
smile.
Yeah, that's what. I was like, that's
It was
not
the
nine.
smallest
You're-
smile.
You're as you are getting preparing to cross the chasm. Your grappling hook python, like the rock part, slides out, so you get way more slack on your rope. You go tumbling off the edge while you're like holding on for dear life onto the rope.
Wonderful.
You look below as like the rocks and maybe like I don't know, like a small thing of food or something like that falls down, right? And it quickly hits the bottom. And the chasm is not nearly as deep as you thought. In fact, there's something sort of sparkling down there.
Ooh.
There's a shimmer of maybe like a shadow of a person, like a silhouette of a body down there. But then it's not really a lot of time to see what's down there as you are precariously dangling for dear life.
Yeah, like the second she went over, Zarina like sprinted over to where she kind of went over to see if she could see her and like grab onto the rope and try and pull her up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Like,
So
literally tripping over herself to go get the rope to make
Right.
sure it like doesn't fall all the way.
sure. So get athletics with advantage, I guess. It's probably strength, right? Because you're pulling them up.
Yeah. And she definitely is like, talk, like help me.
Right. That's right. I assume that
Yeah.
people helping you, it's advantage, and yeah, totally. Right.
I was going to
and
say, if
Minnie
you
is
call
helping.
Talk, he doesn't always help people when they get themselves into these predicaments because they must learn for themselves.
Okay.
But
well,
that
I'm gonna
said, he's taken
You
to the
let
part.
me fall down last time.
Right. As this is going.
oh
Yeah.
shit. Fuck.
All right. Yep. So you're making. You're making progress. You're making progress, but the problem here isn't that you're not going to get up in time. The problem is that the wind has knocked over another one of those things coming down on your position. All right, so I need people to make a reflex. So it's like as you weren't able to get it done in time as this one just cracks too fast and starts coming down on you. Unless Talk can do something here, you guys are all going to get hit by one of these falling rocks.
So
Do we
exciting.
dex save? What do we do?
It's up to Talk. What do? You see this happening. You guys are kind of helpless here as you're like holding the ropes, and you see that you're in the shadow of this thing coming down.
So let's talk through this. So a giant rock's falling down.
Yeah, like a stalagmite, like a. You're not in a cave, but like imagine a stalagmite type rock or mineral coming down.
About how large is it?
The size of a tree, right? Like
Oh my
I'm sorry, I
goodness.
should say a tree. Yeah, like a size of a Christmas tree.
Okay, roughly
Like
the
the
size
top
of
of one is-
tree.
Yeah,
And it's
right.
made out of, and it's definitely solid.
It's
Solid
going
rock.
to crush us. It is
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to kill us.
It essentially looks like,
Yes.
like obsidian, like sharp, jagged obsidian.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's like okay.
I should just let go of
It's
the
a
rope.
big
at this
old
point.
bowl of mess you up juice.
Yeah.
Test my luck.
Goodness. There's not a whole lot Talk can do. Except I'm going to try to see if I can get in and just use my massive strength to pull them up and out of the way. Would that work, or do we all get crushed?
That depends on what you roll, my dude. All right, you're
All
gonna
right.
put yourself.
I'm-
You're interjecting yourself into here.
I have
Um,
to.
Yeah,
And
totally.
I think I should just let go of the rope.
No, we're just gonna party wipe and restart because everyone's too sad. We're just gonna start all over again.
No. No.
Welcome to Dungeons and
No!
Depression.
I'm using my inspiration.
Okay, so add a d6 to it. Remember, inspiration is an advantage in this game.
All right, so roll 1d6.
Okay,
I got a
that's
9.
No, instead you are all crushed
To death.
But
Cool.
I
Roll
want to
damage.
let go of the rope.
I will describe. You all take 12 points of damage
Cool.
You kidding me
as
right now?
as rocks as this rock
That's not
comes
bad.
down
Rocks
and takes
fall and everybody dies. That's what happens.
it takes down the ledge that you're on, and as you all tumble down into that dark chasm, Raijin, you're just kind of sitting there watching this happen. You definitely realize I don't want to dictate your character, but you definitely realize that your mental state might have led to this.
Yeah, he kind of trudges through, passes the thing, it falls, shatters through the ground, and he basically saw Min take out her climbing kit, and then said, "Oh, she has this," and started walking away until the second happened, and he turned around and sees no one behind him, and then it kind of washes over him that, oh, I wasn't being careful at all, and so he kind of he begins to trudge back, and then realizes that everyone's probably hurt. And he speeds up to the end of this hole here, and he looks down. What do I see down there?
You see, it's actually you have dark vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. So you see a sort of half dozen bodies, including your 3 comrades. They're Voidborn bodies for sure, but they've been desiccated by the air. They all have weird black spots on them. You know what this is for sure, Raijin. This is part of the Void Mother. It's called the Void Mother's curse. I mean, you don't know what it is, biologically or medicinally or magically. It's just that, when you're cursed by the Void Mother and kicked down here, apparently you get a disease from her.
Gross.
At least that's what people say, right?
Sure.
Right.
Oh, great.
You get black spots and you are cast out.
Yeah.
And that definitely looks like that's what happened in these 6 dudes down here.
Yeah. So not understanding exactly what the Void Mother's curse is, or how if it is or isn't a contagion.
It's a languishing disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, you don't know
Yeah.
that.
So
but,
he doesn't know anything about this thing, but he knows that it's a bad.
Of course
thing.
not. You're a good. Yeah, you're a good Voidborn. Why would you? Right?
But he knows it's a bad thing, and his friends are basically touching these awfully infected dead corpses, which is also gross. So he pulls out whatever makes for a sailor's pack, which I assume has some kind of amount of rope, and he begins trying to lash some rope around one of the larger fallen stones that he can sort of descend down onto.
There's probably a broken base of a stalagmite or whatever.
Yeah.
He talks see that at all. He goes, "You don't lash to objects, you hitch." Sorry. Difference between nuts.
Sorry.
He angles the rope to fall and hit Talk. So he ties the rope off to the base of this sheer jagged rock face, and attempts to descend down gracefully. Let's hope to rescue his friends. We'll see.
Right. No, there's no role to control fall.
Okay.
So you're okay there.
I can control fall, but I'm actually kind of ticked off right now, so I'm not going to.
The rest of the 3 of you, or maybe I should just say 2 of you, because Talk doesn't really get unconscious the same way a human brain would, or quote unquote human. You know what I mean? So the 2 of you come out, realizing you're sitting on a bed of bodies. Talk is probably trying to get rocks off of you. At the same time, you hear the sounds of Raijin hurrying down with some rope. Once again, these bodies down here, they're all wearing similar garb. It's all black garb, like black leather, of a leather that you haven't really seen, unless you encounter a lot of Voidborn. As well as that, all these bodies are curiously missing at least several scales on their bodies, as well as covered in sort of these black lesions. But otherwise, they're dried out dead bodies. They're mostly skeleton at this point. The legions of them are on their bones too. Like it doesn't smell like anything. It's just
Well, I'm already
black,
touching
spotchy.
it,
Yeah.
and it's really grossing me out. But can I use identify to figure out if it's a magical thing?
Sure.
It's a touch
Right.
cast. Just says identify.
Yeah, you can use a ritual for it if
Yeah.
you wanted to.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know how to do that. I've never done that before.
Yeah. So, it's not an item, but your identify. So, like, let me.
Well,
Just,
it says if you instead touch a creature, then you learn what
Yeah.
spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
right.
So whichever is fine by me.
Yep. So I think your identify tells you that this is indeed a creature, but it's not magical. That
Okay.
you're touching it, and it says this is a creature.
Okay.
Whether it means the body or the black spot, it just says this is a creature.
Okay. So it's not like cursed by something magical.
Yeah, it's not. The curse doesn't have any magical effects, as you can see.
Okay. This is super gross and ow. Are you okay, Z?
Yeah.
I think so. My back really hurts, but I think I'm gonna be okay. So there's a lot of bodies down here.
Yeah, it's not good.
Are we like trying to? We have rocks on top of us, basically, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remove them as quickly as I can.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's not too bad or anything like that, right? It's just that you guys have a chance to gather yourselves as you prepare to presumably keep moving. What do you do?
I think Zarina's like not really like grossed out at all by the bodies. I think she's more like interested because she hasn't seen anything quite like it, like the legions that are just kind of consuming all of these people.
Mhm.
She doesn't really have any, she's not like a germaphobe. She's not like afraid of catching it necessarily. So she's kind of like poking around, like looking pretty close at them. And she's just like, I wonder what happened to them.
I don't know. They
Talk-
look sick.
You think you
Talks-
see a spotch move when you like poke it?
Yeah, Talk's going to actually like dig in and kind of search the bodies for any signs, unless anyone stops him. He's kind of haphazardly moving them around, just trying to see if there's anything of interest down here.
Right.
So as soon as Raijin hears the rocks move, knowing that you guys are kind of underneath them and on top of corpses, you would hear him shout down towards you guys, "Don't touch those. Those bodies are cursed.
What?
Well, we
Why
kind
not?
of fell on them,
Yes,
so
Touch them less. I would recommend touching them less.
okay.
Look how weird they are.
No, that's the curse. The black spots is the curse. It's
Okay, it doesn't seem like a curse.
no, it
Ragin,
is.
is it a curse or a disease?
No, it's the curse. These are exiles.
They look sick though.
Why
Well,
are
they-
they all down here?
They're exiles.
But
Yeah, why are they in the
all
one
together?
spot?
I
Yeah.
mean, if you found other people that were exiles, would you not try to live together and form some
But-
kind of community?
But
so
why
you
would they all die in the same spot?
You almost did.
Eric? I'm kind of searching the immediate area down here as well. I'm trying to see if there's any other creatures nearby, or if just the dead are down here.
Right. Only the dead are down here. You don't need to do a search like mechanically. I can tell you that because you're not threatened or anything like that. Yeah, no, you're absolutely you're safe down here, and as well as a preliminary, just kind of like, how did they die? Similar fate befell them that befell you.
Okay.
They clearly
right.
the way they were thrown off the ledge by a wind or a rock or something like that. Like they also were trying to traverse this place and perished.
So this specific spot must be cursed and not the individuals. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know if the curse is like real, but I mean, it just seems like an unstable area.
I mean, I've fallen down before when I was
Why does it have to be a
but-
curse? Why does always it's everything
No,
that happens
it's-
people blame on a curse?
No, it's called the Void Mother's curse. When someone is
That doesn't
exiled
mean
from
that-
one of no, you don't understand. When someone is exiled from the high city, they are cursed and sent here.
Who curses them?
I don't.
The Void Mother. It's the name of the curse.
Thank you.
Okay,
Talk.
but but how do you know it's a curse? How do you know they're cursed?
Because that's what we're told.
Okay, but not everything you're told is true. I could tell you, I could just make something up and tell you it like it's the truth and you'd believe it. About the Grigori, you would have no way of knowing.
Right. And that's what. That's a Voidborn thing. It's a cursed.
Well, I don't
I'm-
believe in it.
Now, is Ryzen's
You're challenging lifelong viewpoints. That
Yeah, are
he's,
you
like,
gaslighting a
confused.
lifelong belief of a culture?
You're destroying this universe. You shouldn't destroy someone's universe. Even if the belief is wrong, don't destroy their. I'm going to try to climb up the rope that Raijin descended and see if I can get back on track.
Yeah, you can. Like, there's nothing pressing you to just do it, right? You're not under danger.
No,
You know, I don't believe you when you say that. Just want to put that out there.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Raijin did descend to assist with the rock movements. Like he descended to come help
Yeah.
you move rocks off people.
Yeah,
I mean,
if-
Serena's still poking around these bodies. She's
Yeah.
like trying to figure out what's going on here.
I didn't
Especially
find
when
any-
I saw one of them move.
Yeah, make an investigation check, I guess, as you are poking and prodding and examining these
She wants
bodies.
to know because she doesn't like the fact that it goes down to the bone.
Can I?
Why are we rolling garbage tonight, friends?
Dude, I like straight
This
up.
is-
I
yeah.
don't
the best kind of
Okay.
session when no one can roll above a 10.
I
Right.
have a question.
Mhm.
Is medicine only for like the application of first aid, or can I use it as like investigatively? Like, is this,
Investigatively,
like,
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I would
cause of
like
death
to-
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Sure, but let me just finish
Yeah,
resolving
sorry.
Summer's. No problem. So Zarina, yeah. I feel like everyone else is getting ready to move. Maybe you and Minnie are still around. And I think maybe you're in the back, kind of like poking and prodding one of them. Raijin, you look down and you see you see Zarina playing with one of the bodies.
I'm not playing with it. I'm touching it.
I mean, like you're being pretty.
trying to.
Yeah, but you're being a little
I'm roughhousing
cowboyish,
a little
right?
bit. Yeah.
Like being like, what is that? And you get a little piece on you, a little piece of this black on you. You try to like get it off, and you're like, it doesn't come off. It's on your finger now. Raijin, you see them playing with the bodies, and you see that she's trying to she's doing something down there.
Point of order.
Yeah.
I do and did say I'm always wearing gloves. I'm always clothed up to my
Oh,
neck.
you're right. You did. So it's on your gloves, but it will not come off your glove. Raijin's like, sorry to jump in and intercede your character here for a second, but he's probably like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Right.
if you're not hiding it, or like you pick up your hand and you're like looking at the black spot, says, well, that
Yeah, it's like on your glove. You're like, what?
It's sticky. It stuck to me.
It's a curse that can extend to other people. So
I don't
now
think it's a curse. I think it's
you'll
like
be unable to ever enter any of the high cities, and now you are cursed to be walking on the ground. Like
it kind of seems like an organism.
No, that can't be true. It's a curse.
Well, okay.
It seems like it's a sickness. Like
You see, well, I see
what
the
he was saying.
the Voidborn
What I
are all of our everything comes from the void, and then we give back to the void. And if you don't give back to the void, you are expelled or you are
But I've
sent.
never given
to-
back.
Right.
Okay,
but
wait,
You're
wait.
not a Voidborn.
But then why
Right,
would the Void Mother curse me? I've never done anything to her.
Probably that's why. Maybe you should try giving back to the Void Mother. And you
Seems like a
haven't
disease.
done it
It
your whole
seems
life.
like
What if the curse is a disease? That's the
It
curse.
doesn't- the thing is, it doesn't really seem like a disease either. It seems like a sticky parasite.
That sounds like a curse to me.
So really, we're just arguing about the naming of things.
It's just
Do you think
aggressive
that-
semantics fight.
Yeah.
Do we think that they died from
There's a way to
falling
prove
or
it.
from these things?
Well, we'll see if I die from it, and I guess then we'll find out.
No, see, take the glove off and throw it out.
Min,
I can't.
Min, you said you're gonna make a medicine roll here to
Mhm.
determine cause of death of that, right? So that's
Yep.
definitely on you.
Let's see if we can roll over a
Survey
9
says,
today.
yeah. Survey
Oh!
says, Dunks.
Yes.
Dunk City.
Yes.
Slam dunk.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I'm very interested in making sure that Z doesn't die, so I
Scholarship.
need to figure out what's going
Right.
on.
So ask me a couple questions.
Okay.
About what you want to know, and I'll answer truthfully here.
I, without touching the body,
Yeah.
especially since I saw Z.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
touching it, but I'm looking at and I'm trying to figure out if there's any obvious death from the actual fall, or if they died from other causes. So like trauma versus something else.
Right.
Exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exposure, starvation, trauma. This doesn't look like the symbiote, even though it's like deep in them. It doesn't look like it is the cause of death.
Okay.
In fact, it looks like it is with a 20. It's like it's some sort of symbiote parasite mold thing.
Okay. And has this parasite
fungal.
spread across the entire body, or is it in only certain areas of the body?
It all. Oh, really good point. It's all kind of central, so it is kind of all over the body, right?
Mhm.
Some cases are more developed than others. However, there is a very common thing that the back of the neck, like the lower cerebellum.
Yeah,
Is that
because
right? That
what I'm trying
like,
to figure out is if it's
there's definitely a cluster there.
feeding
on
off
all
of
of them.
something specific on the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems to all of them seem to have that, like somewhere between the cerebellum and like that spinal column, like
Mhm.
right around that junction in the neck.
Okay.
There's definitely, they all share a black spot there.
Interesting.
It's gonna have an easy time getting into my neck. I've already got giant holes there.
So, would it be safe for me to draw the conclusion that this fungal, whatever organism, I guess, it potentially feeds off of the body? Like, does it feel like they've been on there for a long time when the host was still alive, or is it after the fact when they're dead?
Yeah. Yes.
When they're dead?
It's been here for some time.
Okay.
It's something like you can tell me how you know this, but it seems like that these people have been in this place for anywhere between greater than 1 year but like less than like 10 years. These people who've died here, they definitely show signs of, like the way their skin and things they've been here for a while, right?
Okay.
And the cause of death was pretty it's pretty clearly caused from exposure and falling down here.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot of, resources on the land, obviously, because it's pretty much scarce of any living anything, really. We haven't seen anybody until now. So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, maybe the only other point maybe I'd like to add here is they're definitely spongy.
The
Like they have
people or
water. The mold the
fungal.
mold fungus thing is definitely more spongy. Like it
Like a
definitely
moss?
gets. Yeah, it's kind of like a moss. Like a black moss is a good way of
Yeah.
thinking about what this
Okay.
looks like.
A sticky black moss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Interesting.
I like it.
Well, don't eat it, Z.
I'm not gonna eat it.
Why are
You're
you?
putting it so close to your
why
face.
do
What
you-
if it
stop
comes
touching
out
it.
and
Stop touching it.
Well, I already
make
touched it, and it's
humble
already
plate.
on me.
Yes, well, take off your
And it
glove.
looks like it looks like it's gonna be
Yeah.
on me forever. I can't
it's-
take
it's a-
off my glove.
It's a glove.
I'll give you one of my bandages, and you can cover your hand then.
I really just want it off of my glove, but it can stay for now.
No, it just stays forever
What if-
and ever. It's a curse. That's what curses
Well,
do. You can't remove
It's not
them.
a curse.
It is a curse.
It's definitely some kind of living organism, Raijin. It's not a curse.
Yeah, it's a living organism curse.
The curse is them being cursed to be living here and dying from not being with, their people, but these organisms didn't cause their death.
I
Well,
actually had an idea about that, but maybe the fungus didn't kill them directly, but maybe it made them jump off.
Okay,
Because they're
that
all
makes it.
here, and
Okay.
they all have that.
Yeah, so maybe you should definitely take the glove off now.
Well, it's obviously not spreaded on me.
Well, not yet. We have to
I
keep
think
an eye
it's
on it. If you're gonna keep that glove on, you need to keep an eye on it and make sure it's not moving. Because if it's a
Okay.
living organism, which is what I think it is, then that means it's going to go for its meal, and you're the meal, and that's not good.
Okay, well, I'll take the glove off, but I have to have a different glove.
Okay.
Why do you need so many gloves?
Why do you have so many questions?
It's personal.
Oh,
I'd rather not talk about it.
that's strange. Please throw that one away, though. It's definitely cursed, 100%
But
cursed.
But then I'll have one glove, and then the other one won't match.
We'll find you a glove. We can go to any glove store ever. And if you throw that glove away, you could even go to the high cities and get a glove there. But if you keep that glove, you can't
Are
get
you
in.
really that scared of it?
I mean, I'm not scared of it. It's just, it's a curse. Who wants to be cursed? No one wants to live a cursed life.
I think he's definitely scared of it. I think he's
Listen, you don't know anything about curses. I'll tell you, this is a curse, and no one wants to be cursed. And see what happened to them. They left the high cities. They were cursed to wander the barren wastelands, and now they're dead.
Well, I don't know about them. Well, they're probably... Either way, okay, she takes off her glove and, like, just kind of, like, pulls her sleeve down over her hand.
See, that wasn't very hard.
Is it on my glove still?
Yeah.
It
It
didn't
doesn't,
get on
no, it just stays on the glove.
Okay, and then she just kind of uses her other hand and drops the glove on the ground.
Good.
Okay.
Eric, how visible, how obvious are their scales missing?
For you, very obvious. Just to non-Voidborn, who knows?
Are they missing it anywhere of significance?
Yeah. In fact, maybe Min would have detected that as well with the medicine. Whether or not the cultural thing, like there were deliberate scales missing that didn't just like erode off. Like they live without scales. Many scales were missing. If that makes sense.
What are the
Not
implications
as
of that
Yeah.
from a Voidborn perspective?
It could be any number of things. It could be
Okay.
infighting. It could be they were kicked off a ship. It could be that their expulsion from the high cities was less, hey, you didn't just donate to God, and it was more of a violent crime or anything like that. It is a dishonor to have your scales removed. Like the only time it's an honor is when like a captain removes his scale and gives you one. That puts you as part of their crew. But having your scales torn out is almost as big, if not bigger, than being a cowardice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question. Maybe I don't get this one, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Is in my medicine check, could I tell that the scales were removed before or after death?
Oh, yeah, scales were removed before death for sure. With
Okay.
that amazing roll, 100%.
The only good roll I'm going to have tonight. Just want to put that.
Everything
out
else is
there.
going to be below 10 the whole night.
Okay, so well, whoever took the scales, maybe if we find them, they can tell us what happened.
I think we should just get out of the hole and keep going.
I agree with the getting out of the whole part, but why did these people die here? Why were they put here? And what's this stuff all over them?
Well, the stuff is a curse. They fell down a hole and got rocks dropped on them, just like you almost died just now.
Because you left us behind. Why would
That's
you do
true.
that?
This is your fault.
You weren't paying attention.
We were paying attention. You weren't paying attention because you didn't wait for us.
I evaded it.
You missed it all together.
I made it past it.
I
and it
know
fell
that
on
you're
you.
not feeling so great, but maybe if you talk to us, we can make you feel better.
Maybe we should
Yeah,
get
what's
out of the
wrong?
cursed cave, and then we can
Okay,
talk
okay,
about
okay,
things
okay,
that
let's
aren't
just-
curses.
Okay.
Does this like cavern hole thing that we're in, does it like extend either way? Like, does it look like we could follow a path
No.
or anything down here?
No,
So
it's just-
gotta get out.
Yeah, it's a chasm. It's a pit.
Okay. Yeah, Z's gonna kind of like look forlornly at her glove and then start to try and climb the rope.
Okay. I presume you guys are going to keep going up to the pass, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rajan will go
So-
last, and then he'll untie the rope and sort of start to sling it back up.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you what the marching order is.
Rajan
I think
last.
the same. Oh, last now?
Yeah, he will. No, he goes up the
I'll go first.
rope last.
Oh. Yeah,
I'm going first ahead because I'm paying attention and looking out for our group.
Yeah,
I'm-
and
Okay.
then
So, worse than the dust storms that were plaguing around Cinderberries, those mineral fragment and rock shard flying things is definitely harrying progress here. Do you push forward or do you hunker down, waiting for the storm to pass?
How awful does everyone besides Talk look?
I mean, I don't feel good. I'll be honest.
That's because you're cursed. Min, what about you?
I left the purse in the pit.
I mean, I think that we should be careful because if we take another dip into a pit, then we're not going to be in good shape to walk anywhere at all.
We could have died.
It's very true.
Do any
I
of
think
you,
maybe we should give it a little bit.
do any of you have anything sturdier than what you're currently wearing?
I'm no. One, no. Two, I'm really tired.
Well, we can't make camp inside the glass storms. We'd have to find somewhere safe, and unfortunately, especially for you who's already cursed, the safest place seems to be in that hole we just climbed out of. The sandstorm will pass over the top of us as long as you don't touch any more dead bodies.
Could we
By the
use some of
way-
the fallen fragments to make a pseudo shelter?
Is there no place that we can like sneak in between some of these jagged areas and like kind of, even if it's not like a full camp, kind of like try and wait out the storm?
I'm sure it would require finding one though.
I can try.
Yeah. I also have survival. I can find shelter as long as the land provides.
I don't. I can pilot a ship, but I can't.
I can find food, water, or shelter. Create shelter, that's what it says.
Cool.
Because I did a lot of
I'm
exploration.
guessing this doesn't count as desert anymore.
No. Here's my question though.
Mm.
Who's the one doing this?
Doing what?
Who's the
I
one
think-
searching? Who's
Oh.
leading the group for the search? Rather than everybody do it, who's the one leading it? You. Okay. Min.
Okay.
Min is leading the way to look for shelter.
Okay. Behold my over 10 roll, please. Please be,
Another 20.
please be nice. Oh, it's over 10.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay.
That's-
Yeah. You're able to find a nice little nook amongst one of those large dunes or the base of a very, very large. It used to be almost look like a large tower. It looked to be almost like a four-pronged tower, like an Eiffel Tower, kind of, like the four legs leading up to some sort of mega structure
Yeah.
that has been broken over thousands or millennia.
Gotcha.
And you can take a camp at the base of one of the feet of one of
Okay.
these mega structures.
Okay. Hey
while
guys,
you guys-
let's go this way.
As you guys
Yeah.
are camping, you clearly hear over the winds and the storm cries for help in Voidborn.
Okay, I understand that.
Right?
Is it-
Yeah.
I
They're saying, "Is anyone there? There."
Can I, before we hear this, I was gonna do a song of rest while we're camping so that I can heal some of us.
Sure.
Is
So,
that okay?
you're gonna heal everybody while someone is out there
Okay.
crying for help.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, well,
I mean,
here's the.
I asked that, trying to be
taking-
objective.
No, we're
I
waiting.
mean-
before.
If we like got to this place, I'd be like, okay, get our stuff set down, and now, you know what I mean? Because me and Z are injured.
You hear, our ship went down. We need help.
Yeah, so the way I interpret this is before we get the benefits of a short rest, we hear that a ship has gone down and someone needs help, correct?
Correct.
So,
Okay.
okay, and I'm calling out that I am on my way. And I'm heading towards the cries of help.
Raijin would have yelled after you as you started moving. We would have heard a ship crash. There would have been an explosion. It's a trap. Don't run out there. It could be the exiles. They're
What are you
cursed.
guys talking about?
You don't hear. Oh, that's right. You don't. There's a voice.
Raijin?
Yes.
Maybe they're only the
You
ones
know-
hearing the voice.
You know the code, and you know the code that the Voidborn who pilot craft swear to and uphold and assisting each other. If they're villains, we'll kill every last one of them. But if they're shipmates in need, we've got to help them.
And you all would hear just like a low guttural growl from Raijin as he like adjusts and scratches at one of his scales, and then shifts, grabs his pack, and says, "Let's go," and starts charging after Talk. They absolutely cursed, just like you. Let's go.
Are you kidding me?
Okay,
I don't
where are
even
we
know where
going?
they
Can
are.
you guys please tell us what's
On the
going
way,
on?
a ship crashed. One of the Voidborn vessels. Void ship crashed.
The Voidborn they're in bad shape. We've got to help them out.
You
Yeah.
don't hear
How
that
are you
voice?
supposed to know
Right.
that?
You can't hear it. I mean, I know you can
No.
understand it, but you can't hear it. They're shouting for assistance.
Yeah. I think you've heard the Voidborn language enough now to know that like that's what it sounds like. I imagine
Okay.
sort of sounds of almost like owls and roaring. So like a lot of hoots and roars and
Sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Voidborn
Yeah.
Annie.
it's the way it's how it distinguishes itself. Because I imagine you have to yell and things over the sounds of wind a lot of time
Yeah.
and storms, and so like having very like sharp staccato-y sounds is probably easy to pick up. Sorry. Anyways,
Yeah.
I think about this a lot.
Yeah, I think like the normal language would be less so, but like definitely that would be used on ships. Like that would
Yeah,
be used up
exactly.
there. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
and
would
it's-
mark them as someone who at least has been on a ship before.
Exactly.
To know
Thank
that
you.
much.
Yeah, ship slang. Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like bosun's not a word, but no one knows what the hell it means. So, so yeah, he would hear that and he would be shouting that back towards you as you're like, "Oh no!" Charging after Talk.
Yeah, I think Zarina like looks at Min and is like, "Are you okay to keep going?"
I mean, you're tired, aren't you?
I am, but I feel like if they're gonna charge in, we don't want to be separated from them. And if somebody
what if
really
it's a
does need our
trap?
help, I mean, it might be a trap, but I guess we'll find out the hard way.
Okay.
We'll just stay behind them and let them go first.
We'll let them charge in.
We'll let them charge in, and
Okay.
we'll observe from the back.
Okay. I'm okay with it.
okay. So everyone takes off to the direction of there. You groan as you found this perfect shelter.
Yes, I found a great shelter and everybody wants to leave.
Yes.
And we're hurt.
Yeah. So are the people. So there's only one voice calling out saying that like, my companions and I are hurt. We need help. Our ship's down up here. Pass through rocks, and they tell you to hurry.
Sounds so suspicious that they know where we are relative to some rocks.
There's so, I mean, there's tons of rocks.
Well, I mean, I say rocks because I'm making up, but they say like
No, I
past
get
the jade mounds is probably what they say. Because I imagine smash cut to you guys going past all of these. The rocks turn from these black sharp obsidians to sort of a block like squares, like almost like perfect cubes. So there's a place, there's like a shore in I think Ireland or like the Isle of Man where like there's like those rocks like hexagonal, like kind of like bricky looking. You know what I'm talking about? Shores. I'm at sort of like that, only like green jade that are kind of sticking out. So imagine very flat, very sharp lines, very distinct, very cut out, crafted, natural but very rigid shape, polygonal shapes.
Natural in the sense that
pattern.
a void storm lightninged it to creation.
Yeah. And so like you're clearly in this patch of green rocks here, and this is you're obviously getting close to this place. But the storm's getting worse again. If you're going to proceed, I'm going to need someone to basically navigate you or pathfind through this storm and these rocks, because everything starts to look the same here. Because all of these rocks sort of have the same shape and same color and same size.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at the back.
Yeah, since Talk is ahead, Raijin kind of calls up to him and he says, "Do you see them? Where are they? I can still hear their voices."
No. They're saying, we're still past there. You got to hurry. Come on, you're so close.
Use nautical terms.
I'm
Right.
going to.
They do like
I'm just messing
something. You're probably a couple clicks away,
Wow.
or not. That's probably too far to hear, but like something, they're. Like, you're about 5 minutes out. I guess.
Man, how
And we
far
need
away
to
can you hear
we need to
them?
navigate it.
Mhm.
We got good hearing.
I mean, I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I need someone to pathfind their way through
Go for it,
through this
Talk.
forest of rock.
Talk,
Talk's leading the way.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm 5 minutes away. That's quite a ways. So this isn't my strong suit, but essentially I'm going to I can only bless other creatures. I can't bless myself. I'm going to do my best to essentially navigate the rocks based on the directions that they shouted at me. I am proficient in Voidborn and have traveled with them on their craft, so I should be fairly familiar with their slang and directions.
Mhm.
And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm asking Raijin behind me, I'm handing you a rope. I want you to essentially hold onto it, and I'm going to tie one in, hitch it around my waist, and essentially go off. And once you feel it's taut, get more rope and let me go and follow as you have to. Just make sure you hold on to me because I don't want you to lose me, brother.
Yeah, so he sort of holds on to you and then waits for Min and Zarina to catch up before he starts pulling back on the rope, like catching up to you and then letting the slack out.
Okay.
All right. So
what's going on?
So there's essentially a rope tied to top.
No. I'm in character.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Telling Raijin. So what's going on?
and
Are
we're
you
only
helping
speaking
people or not?
Yes,
We're speaking Voidborn back and forth too, like really fast, really rapidly, shouting, ship slaying back and forth. This is like completely foreign to them.
Oh, yeah.
They've heard distress calls, but we're going.
Yeah,
We're going.
Yeah, and then as soon as you kind of get up there, because you just see him letting out rope, and then you see it like doing, and then he like grabs more and then lets more of it out until you arrive, and then he kind of looks back to you and he says, "Doc is navigating the storm. This will lead our way. It would be best if we stuck together. You would easily get lost in this.
Well, the storm's getting a lot worse.
That's why I'm here. So here, take this."
Are we sure that these people actually need help? I only heard one person shouting.
Or that
No.
they're really here because I haven't seen anyone.
No, I believe this is 100% a trap, but I can't not answer the call, and Talk won't let me not answer the call either. So take this, and he like hands you back some rope.
Look,
But
they've
you're-
done.
Go ahead.
Real quick, it's like GM to players. I know you guys are super skeptical here, but they have done nothing as far as I can tell. I would tell you if like they sound really shaky.
Yeah,
Like that doesn't sound right.
I'm not worried.
They have they given you the call. They given you the ship name. Let me make up a ship real quick. The Aphrodom.
sure.
You never heard of it, but like that sounds like a
in
name.
Raijin's head, we have magical flying ships. We would have heard something like that crash, unless the storm is
Right.
like that bad. So the fact
Yeah,
that we
or the
haven't
ship,
heard
or the
it-
ship went down a while. They say the ship's been down. They've been down for a couple of days.
Okay,
like
in that case.
they've sent people for help. They haven't returned.
Okay.
We're running low on supplies. We need help. Is somebody out there?
Okay.
Right, there are just that kind of stuff is what's going on.
that
Min
There-
is conflicted
but
because
if you're-
this is directly jeopardizing the safety of Z, and so that's why she's very reluctant to go. This is a character kind of. This is one of my bonds, so it's like really pushing up against like protecting Z versus potentially walking into a trap.
are you like visibly trepidatious? Like you not like you? Are there tells that you don't
I'm
want to
overly cautious,
Yeah.
which you normally would never see her at that way. Like she's tense, like her body is tensed up, like ready to like respond to an attack.
Yeah. So you would see
Yeah.
like the rope kind of like tense up, and then he grabs it and slides more out while looking at the two of you, and he looks over at Zarina. Zarina, do you look tired and weak and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, she looks like physically drained.
Yeah.
Like just this entire day has just kind of taken it out of her. Like she looked that way before she fell.
Mm-hmm.
And then took, that damage, and was finally going to get this chance to rest. So she kind of looks put out, like maybe a little bit irritated, but mostly she just looks exhausted.
So looking back and forth between the two of you, Raijin kind of says, "Listen, you don't look well. If you can't survive the storm, it would be best if you return to the camp. Besides, I have no idea what the curse will do. Whether you believe it or not, it is real. I wouldn't risk the curse injuring the downed ship or you dying out here. If you can't make it, return to camp. I won't think any less of you than I already do."
I'm not cursed.
You are cursed. I don't
As
have
soon
time
as
to
you
argue
say
with
that,
you.
as soon as you say I'm not cursed, a bolt of lightning strikes the nearest jade rock formation near you. Doesn't do any damage. It just,
Listen,
and then followed by the thunder right next to you.
I don't have time to argue about curses and gloves with you. Either you come with us or you go back to camp and stay safe. I'm trying my best to be nice to you. I have to go. As he's reaching, you see like the end of the cord like spooling out as it's reached. It's like 30 feet, 40 feet out.
From what I've seen, you can't protect yourself, so I guess I'll have to come.
Oh, yeah. That's the curse talking. So he like yanks the rope.
Are you Detective Jake Peralta?
That hurt.
Are you from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
That hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's really good.
Oh, I would say.
They didn't mean that. That's just the curse. Let's go. Like the way to feel better about yourself.
I'm 110% sad.
All right.
So he just says, "That's the curse talking," and he grabs on the rope. You just see him start yanking the rope back towards wherever the hell it's evaporated into the storm to.
Right. So, Talk, I think you need to give me the way you're describing it here. I'm open to interpretation of what you want. You can either be doing this as a perception test or investigation or survival. I'm cool with any of those as your approach here is to basically tie yourself on a rope and then kind of just hope for the best. So like that is a lot of different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's a voice and instructions, so I'm just trying to follow the instructions the best I can. Let me go off with investigation. They're shouting out clues, and I'm trying to spot,
they're like over here.
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
I hope so.
No. Right. So you find the path through this place pretty quickly. The rope idea was a really good call. So everyone else can get up to you if they wanted to pretty quick. But as you approach to get out of this forest of this jade, several lightning bolts strike the jade formations near you, and then there's a sort of a minor tornado that kind of picks up in front of you, sort of blocking your path. What do you do as this vortex begins to pick up rocks in front of you?
Is Toctus here by himself right now?
Yeah, because this is as far away. So rather, I mean, you thought something was off as you were getting close to it. So you pause for a moment, and if you weren't so astute, you would have been caught in the middle of this. But instead, standing in front of you is this tornado that seems to be kind of like getting faster and faster and spinning up. And you watch the rocks around you that are scorched from this lightning start to like shake and rattle. And get kind of sucked into this vortex, and it's just sitting there. It's just idling around. It's sort of like in like almost not like a grove per se, but like it's definitely near the exit. If I could, I might draw. It's like a diamond shape, sort of like with you're coming in from one side. It gets the breadth between the rocks gets a little wide here, and it's just sitting there, and it's like spiraling back and forth. And you don't really know much. I guess you do know about void storms. This isn't what a normal void storm does.
Yeah, and for a second I was like, well, I'm going to call out to it in Primordial, but I'm not playing that character. I don't speak Primordial. Let's see. I'm essentially going to attempt to use my divine sense, which I can use several times. Yeah. And I'm going to try to discern, is this thing evil?
No.
Is there evil here? Yeah, that's what I didn't think.
There is. How far? What's the range of your discern?
60 feet.
Right. Okay. Yep. No, it's not. It's not evil. It's just. It's absolutely just an elemental aspect, right?
Yes, that's. So what I'm going to do is. Considering.
It's you have knowledge of this. I can give you a little bit of exposition. Yeah. Typically void storms don't create things like this. Typically there needs to be something, oftentimes suffering, oftentimes a strong emotional connection somewhere for these storms to generate something that is sort of sentient. Almost kind of like like a ghost requires a strong emotion to tie to reality. Sometimes the elemental forces can get tied to something like that and create elementals.
Got it.
And this seems to be obviously an elemental from a storm. It's very rare. It doesn't happen, but when it does happen, it usually happens in similar places frequently.
All right, I'm going to
maybe you found a previous trail of one because you rolled an investigation so well. Like, this is a weird trail, and then you're like, well, hold on a second, and then you like see the wind whip up. And anyways, sorry, continue.
Yes, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expend a spell slot and cast Sanctuary on myself, essentially warding myself from attacks.
Yeah. What does that look like? What does it look like when you cast Sanctuary as this paladin, right? Is it something with your sword? Like, is there a blessing? What is it? An anointment? Like, what is it?
Yeah, essentially, I pull out a small vial of dirt. This is the dirt from the gravesite, essentially, where the Voidborn found my body. And I hold the vial open. I remove its cap. I speak a prayer, and I say a word. And the word that I speak, which the party doesn't know, is Talk's true name. And then I close it. And the light within me causes me to emit a very faint aura for less than 1/10 of a second. And I am now protected by a sanctuary.
Yeah. I imagine the rocks in the storm itself around you is buffeted, or like it buffets the sanctuary, but also doesn't like penetrate it. Mm-hmm. Like you're a nice little like safety bubble space.
Yeah. And I'm going to attempt to discern if there's a way past it, and I'm going to try to use. Essentially, I'm going to try to pass unnoticed. Essentially, trying to draw as little attention to myself as possible. And the way I would do this is essentially, if there's rocks to lean up against, essentially just try to stay on the outside.
Okay.
I'm not sneaking. I'm just trying to not draw attention to myself. And I never let my back face this aberration.
Sure. The closer you get to it in a threatening way, it picks up speed and draws more and more rocks to it. There's definitely a hole in it, like near the middle of this vortex. So like it's getting more and more shaped of rock around this swirling air column. However, there's absolutely like kind of like square in the middle in one of the bands that goes around. There's sort of like a space of rock that's missing. It becomes it starts to grow like sub tornadoes, like spooled off of it, and they also collect a little bit of rocks, giving it a grotesque humanoid-esque shape. Anyways, right.
Yeah,
so
similar to myself, only elemental.
Right. So you're gonna stare it down, and it's gonna need to make a will save to not attack to resist attacking you. Right. That's the.
Well, yeah, and if it fails, it'll have to find another target.
Yeah, totally.
So I believe the DC is no.
I was gonna ask you what the DC is. I'm looking at the spell real quick. Yeah, what is your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 12, apparently.
Okay, I need to make a wisdom saving throw. And I get a 10. Cool. So instead, so we just have this really tense stare down as this thing gets stronger and buffeted as the storms as you get nearby, but it doesn't do anything to you. And you just kind of just walk past each other.
Yeah, and this, and I'm warded from this creature. It cannot attempt to attack me again for a full minute. So
yeah,
it's 10 rounds that I'm safe.
Right. The voice calls out, "Hey, are you still there? Are you still coming?"
Yes, I'm coming.
What? I thought there were more. Yeah.
They're behind me.
Okay, good, because there's a lot of people are hurt up here and really need help.
That's what I'm bringing. As I'm lumbering towards the sound.
Right.
Something about everything you're doing, Eric. I don't trust you. Something about your entire
trustworthy dungeon master and role-playing
something
games.
about your entire presence here.
Look at his innocent face.
Yeah. Something about your entire presence makes me not believe you that this is not a trap.
What gave you that idea?
I think just the way that they keep saying, "People are hurt. Are you hurrying?
Are you coming?
Like, we got it. Stop saying
You know what?
it."
I've triaged people in real life, and I've dealt with people in emergency situations, and they panic and they wonder why things aren't happening as quickly as they'd like. And I'm just like, I'm like the TSA agent of Dungeons and Dragons. I can only check one bag at a time. One bag at a time. Thank you.
My issue is that Eric's monotone voice of not panic is what is suspicious to me as a player.
Well, that's just my bad role playing and voice acting
Oh,
skills.
please. We know you can role play.
Don't
lie.
Stream where we're like, yes, yes.
This man. So is the rope? I assume the rope has gone basically slack because Talk is standing still again.
Yeah, Talk. I was going to ask Talk if whether or not he lets you guys know what's going on, right?
Well, I guess I've still got time, so I'm going to run back since I can't fight. I'm going to be like, there's a giant elemental creature that could possibly kill every single one of us. What I suggest is you pass with me, only because it cannot attack me while we go past it, but it's got its whole elemental family joining with it. By the way, they need our help fast. Bye! And I start running back and zipping back. So, tick-tock goes the clock.
Tick-tock goes Tonk. So Raijin just takes off after you.
Oh, man.
All right. How long does Sanctuary last?
A minute. So I was trying to run back, so it's about 100 feet. So if I'm dashing 60, several seconds, then run all the way back. And it's not concentrated.
Yeah, it's not I mean, that's pretty close to about a minute to run 200 feet, right? No, it's not. No, not if you're running. It's my bad. What am I talking about? I'm an idiot. I'm like, wait, what? You can literally run a quarter. You can run a quarter of a mile in. You can run a quarter of a mile in a minute. What am I talking about? I'm an idiot.
I was like, are we referring to Grant Ellis, the player, or Talk, the character?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
There's a sprinter device.
I love
Yeah,
that.
you're good.
I love that Talk said pass with me and then took off. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta keep up with you somehow.
You have to.
I can't.
You'll be fine.
Yep.
She's cursed.
So
If you don't make it, it's clearly the curse that has you.
Take me now, curse.
Talk. You can't proceed further away than the rope allows you unless you do something to the rope, right?
Yeah, it's only 50 feet of rope.
Yeah, no, it's 100 feet. We tied two together that we
Okay.
mentioned before we did. But essentially, what they've got to keep up because I told them let's pass together, but we got to go quickly.
Yeah, Raijin takes off as soon as you start running back. And there's enough rope slack on the ground for Min and Zarina to grab onto it.
Okay, well, guess we're going.
Yep, I guess so.
Okay. I guess now the four of you, unless Talk, you do something to stay close by for Sanctuary, right? Yeah, you all come across the site that I described of this massive tornado creature. There definitely seems to be it's more rock now than wind. However, the form is not complete. There's definitely a piece missing in it.
Mm.
Can I shoot the Can I shoot
pretty
where
much-
the hole is?
Oh, you're gonna okay.
I'm just asking if I was going to shoot at it.
Well, as you guys approach it, it's definitely going to behave defensively and violently. Unless you guys are trying to sneak past it or something like that. Talk has a sanctuary up, so it seems to ignore them, but it absolutely seems to sense you if you get within 60 feet of it.
And we have to get that close to get around, right?
Pretty much.
Cool. I'm going to try to stealthily avoid this terrifying thing in front of me.
Okay.
Raijin isn't, because he is slightly hurt by the harsh words of Zarina. So he takes the rope in one hand and sort of wraps it around, and then draws his shield out and says, "Take the other side, go!" to let them go in between him and Talk. And so he's going to act as a distraction and stand there with his shield ready to defend them against the giant rock monster.
Yeah. Cool. So I think by doing that, you're going to basically draw aggro.
Yeah.
To take the term, which means I don't think you guys need to make any sneak rolls, right? I think its instinct is to smash, so I think that's pretty good.
I did want to ready my bow so that if it attacked, I could have an arrow ready to go
Right.
as
Cool.
we try and get by.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right. So let's start with initiative for Raijin, you and I, and then we'll cut back over to Talk because your sanctuary is still going.
My sanctuary is still going.
I should ask whether or not you want to be part of this, or are you
I
going
definitely
to help
want to
the
be part of
people who
this.
are missing?
Definitely want.
Uh-oh.
I need to help the people who are missing.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Talk, you would have heard Raijin say, "You two go ahead."
All right, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Uh,
All right then.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Raijin's
You and I-
by himself now?
Zarina's not going to leave
if
him
you guys
there.
have left, yes.
No, Zarina's not going to leave him there. She's 100% confident if she turns her back, he will die.
This thing is approximately twice as big as you, Raijin. With its extra little children leg and arms. Imagine it has it's a tornado with 4 extra little baby spouts
Yeah,
coming down to give
the
it sort of
tornado
a
from
quadruped.
Hercules. Like the Titan
Yeah.
from Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see, you know the best references. You have
Just
the
know.
definitely. So but yeah, definitely made of rocks. It's also definitely seems to be, like I said, missing some kind of piece to it.
Key piece.
Okay, so I did my initiative. I'm higher than you. I
Yep.
get to go. It moves in
I-
to engage you.
I think there are other people staying. Apparently.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
no, and let me make a point
on.
about this too, real fast. So there are other people staying. There seems to be some discussion about party loyalty. A party member has.
Wow, way to call us out.
Well, Talk said, "Come with me," and Raijin decided to stay behind. So, shame.
So basically, okay, so she's not like, she's expecting him to follow. She's not expecting him to just start fighting this
Yeah.
monster.
Oh yeah, he's not.
She's like
He-
waiting. She's
Okay.
like waiting on him to follow. She's
Okay.
not. She's not trying to fight. She's making sure that he's following them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like his plan is to distract this thing so that you two can get by, and then he will chase the two of you. Like he will run
mean
after.
follow.
He will
You're
run.
not gonna chase us.
I will run after the two of you.
Please don't
Yeah.
chase me.
Yeah, please don't do that. It's terrifying. You're a dragon, basically, okay?
Yes, that is his plan. Is to run after you.
Okay. So we're going to tactically retreat from the terrifying elemental.
Yes.
Makes
choice.
sense.
Okay. That's cool. It's definitely focused on Mike here. It's definitely focused on Raijin. So I think that can just happen after. That can happen on Raijin's initiative.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys aren't in danger, so that's fine. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So get ready to weather this elemental.
Sure.
Ahaha.
Don't acknowledge
Oh,
it.
I'm holding down the controls. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's fair.
Oh, dear.
Um,
I don't like the sound of that.
26
That hits. Oh, look, you made a little
and
thing.
an 18.
Look at that, you made a thing. The 18 just hits.
All right. 12 and 16.
That was close.
This thing pummels into you.
That was,
In fact, I feel like this is probably I can let me paint a pretty word picture for this of what it does. When it sees you stand against it, it gets angry, like a bull charging, right? And it whips up the tempest whips itself up. It seems to like grab another spout comes out and like grabs a bunch of the rocks around it and like throws it at you before charging you with like all its legs. So you have to like roll and cover, and then like all you can do your best is just withstand the pummeling as a shield as it's like boom boom boom. Like, have you seen like a gorilla attack something?
Yeah.
It's like the force of that, right? It's like boom 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 boom. Like, or like someone just playing some crazy drums, only the drums are your face.
Oh, that last part hurt.
So yeah, that absolutely would pummel you.
Okay. Yeah, no, that
you need
does
help.
quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, you can. I think because it's a game and it's cool. I think as you're like pummeling it, like through like the gap between your shield and your helmet, you can see that the inside of the tornado is red. Like when like as that middle part of the gap goes, the part that's missing, you can see inside where the wind cyclone that started it all. It's turned from that white dusty color to this rich dark red.
Do I know if that means anything? Is that like any kind of Voidborn lore about these kind of weird animate storms?
No, I mean nothing other than what I told you.
Sure.
Can I shoot it?
Do you want to?
I mean, yeah, I was waiting with my bow with an arrow ready to shoot it if something like this happened.
Fuck yeah, Zarina.
Oh my god. Okay.
Do we all have to roll initiative now?
For those who are staying,
So would Raijin get to act before you loose this arrow?
Eric, you tell me.
roll initiative, Zarina. That'll answer the question.
Where'd my thing go?
Oh, I moved you down to nearby.
Oh, she nat 20. Oh, that's the second one in a row.
Yeah.
This is the first time
Okay.
I got an initiative that high.
You tell me. All right. Yeah, you guys can definitely go before Raijin.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at it, and I'm gonna like aim for whatever like missing pieces, kind of like I'm just trying to
Okay.
get its attention because I'm back a little bit from it.
Well, to take aim and shoot at the missing piece, you're shooting at disadvantage,
Okay.
right? Because you got to like wait for that right shot. That's not a, you know what I mean? Actually, no. Let me do that other way. It's mechanically the same, but it's like shooting something with 3/4 cover. It's the same thing,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
So just roll.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'll tell you if it's a hit or not. It's the same thing. I just add 5 to the AC. I mean, like, okay, well,
Barely
Yeah, I
screw
mean,
you, Eric. That's what that means.
that's just enough.
Okay.
Yeah, you shoot the.
I do get that special thing.
Oh yeah, do the
on
extra
my
damage.
first
Oh,
turn.
does it factor it already? 6 + 2 + 2, or
no.
no, it's an extra D8 or something, right?
I get to go again. I get to shoot it again, and if it
Oh.
hits, I roll the extra damage.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Thanks for reminding me how that works.
Because
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
playing with the Gloom
Oh, yeah.
Stalker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. All right, let's do this again.
Not
No,
enough.
probably not. Okay.
That's fine because I think when you shoot the like basically using the force here, the perfect shot, it roars and you can see like it definitely stops attacking like the beat down on Raijin, and it roars as you can see the jade of its rock start to fracture, and you can see more red underneath it, like the wind is getting more visible. That space that's missing seems to get a little bit wider. It's and you can see the inside of this blood red wind dust inside of it as it lets out this cacophonous thunder as a roar. Good shot.
I still need to go.
Yeah.
I was at a
So
23.
yeah, Min, you were going to run past it, and now you turn around, and what do you do?
I'm healing Raijin.
Okay.
So I get my bow thing out and start playing the melody, and this yellow light starts to emit towards Raijin. And I'm going to do a level 2. Okay.
Plus
It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but it's
So
something.
+9.
It's 9.
Yep.
It's good. It's a good amount.
It's good. It's good.
It's good stuff.
Cool. And then talk.
All right.
He's gonna do some
How
initiative.
far away am I from Raijin?
You're minimally nearby. You
Okay.
you could have the choice to be far away if you wanted to.
All right. I'm going to be nearby. And as I see Raijin, I lower my head in disappointment because violence should only be used as the last resort. We have no reason. We cannot reason with this creature. I'm going to... how close am I to this big bad evil monster?
Well, if you're perceptive,
Right.
Brother Talk, you would see that Raijin only has his shield drawn.
Yeah, that is the best negotiation tactic. Would I be able to engage this big bad evil thing? Is my question. Am I close enough to get up and strike it?
Yeah, you can move from nearby to engaged. Yeah. So
All
I'm
right.
stealing your rules a little bit based on the mechanics of if you're nearby, it requires a move action, or you can spend your move to become engaged to something. If something's far away, it requires 2 moves.
Got
it's
it.
the hard and fast rule.
So-
Hold on, let me stop. If you want to know more about that, you should totally talk to Grant because he came up with some really cool basic skirmish rules that talk about that. And I absolutely am using those. So shout out to Grant.
Stolen from 6 different game systems, specifically for running combat and online play. So I'm drawing my greatsword, and I am charging right in full force, which will cancel my sanctuary, and I am attacking as hard as I can on this evil thing. So let me click on my greatsword to check.
Nate's not going to do it, my friend.
Not going to do it at all. But hopefully I got its attention. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Sanctuary on Raijin.
Do you let Raijin know this is happening?
Well, he doesn't have a weapon drawn, and he hears me.
What I'm asking you, does Raijin get a will save to prevent it if he wants to? Right? Like if an enemy, can you?
I think
it has to be a willing target, right?
I don't think it says a willing target.
Okay.
A creature within range, I can choose to cast Sanctuary.
Wait, so you can just do it? Oh
Yeah,
shit, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, never mind. Okay, so then this just happens to you, Raijin.
Yeah, and he sees me, and he feels, in fact, what I hope he feels is...
describe it, because it's your spell.
Yeah.
You describe how it affects another person when you do that.
I speak a word that only Raijin can hear in his mind, and this word is essentially go, and it's essentially trying to get him to haste and get out of there as quickly as possible. And he sees in his mind's eye in a legion of Voidborn, shields drawn, protecting him. But the legion is confused. They might not be able to protect him, but he's got to get out of there. So he's had me cast spells on him before during our adventuring career. So I cast it on him, and I'm essentially standing toe-to-toe with the big scary monster now.
Dope.
Man, you guys, I said fucking run. So you would see, I guess Min and Zarina would see, a kind of confused Raijin, the fact that he just he felt magic cast on him. So he kind of, quickly looks back, and the two of you would see runes that are etched all over his armor begin to glow as I activate whatever the hell that says. Hagar And, which allows me to receive bonus from healing. So you just see these things whoop, 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 light up all around him. And he begins to draw his sword as I cast Second Wind. And heal myself for 1d10 plus something. 1d10.
I believe you level.
Plus my fighter level. Yep. 1d10 plus 3.
I was muted. I said plus your fighter level to the void.
So I heal for 13, which would put me
I
at
can breathe. I can fight.
And then I also gain 7 temporary hit points because of Hagar And. And then he looks back to he just basically shouts, "I said run!" And I will ready the remaining action I have to run when everyone else runs. And he hunkers down behind his shield again, sword drawn.
Okay.
That statement pissed Zarina off. If she ran, he'd be dead.
All right, then this is going to be a regular old order. So, Min, it's the top of the order. You are the highest initiative. It's to you.
Oh, mine was a 19. It just didn't log it.
Yeah, Meta got a 23 though.
No, I know. I'm just saying I'm not in the order.
If you click on your token and then re-roll, we can edit them.
No, you're. You know what I did?
Gone. Yeah.
Your previous initiative was also 19, and I removed your token and left the old token in there like a dummy.
We can't see the old ones.
Dummy. I'm gonna go for some more healing over
I'll
here.
just re-roll it.
Are
I
you
got
maxed
you.
out
I got
on
you.
health?
Don't re-roll.
I'm
I got
pretty
you.
much maxed out on health.
Okay, I'm gonna heal Zarina. Since
Actually, how does Cinnaberry's magic work? Is that my new health total 30?
Aid. So aid isn't temporary. Aid is doesn't count for temporary hit points. Vis-a-vis to only the highest amount of temporary hit points stack. Aid works literally just here's extra hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Your maximum and current are raised by 5.
Okay.
You have that as long as you every day. So mechanically, as long as you long rest every day. So right now, currently, Min, you are attuned to the seed. Every time you make camp, and you tell a story, you everyone around you can benefit of aid as from Cinderberry's blessing.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool.
Oh.
Good to know. I will be telling lots of stories. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I noticed Zarina's fading pretty fast, and she was already really tired. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to give her a little bit of a boost here. So I'm going to cast my healing song and play a lovely tune, which will hopefully inspire everybody on the battlefield, except for the monster that we're fighting.
All right.
All right.
That heals everybody, you said?
What?
That heals everybody, you said?
No, this is just one person.
Gotcha.
Zarina.
Alone.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, she looks like.
Oh, and I guess I can move, right?
Totally. So you're currently in near distance. You can go to engage if you wanted to melee, or if you want to go to get
Well, he
farther
said to
back.
run, so I'm trying to get to the point where
Yeah.
I can, like, you know what I mean?
To get away.
Go.
Yeah.
Well, to go in that direction.
Okay. Yeah. So that would be moving away from the fight. So the further you go away from the fight, you would go from yellow to brown because you double moved away from near. So you would be very far away.
Sorry, I didn't realize this is actual, like, moving
It's
distances.
abstract.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like no. Well, it's not really. Yeah, it's just more abstract zone distances to think about
Okay.
just mechanically what you need to do. Just real quick, I'm trying to look at everybody's intelligence. Okay, Zarina has the highest one. All right. Sorry, just give me 1 second.
For the highest intelligence, she doesn't know anything about curses.
I feel like that those things go together. She doesn't believe in curses because she's intelligent.
Weird. It's weird that you're so wrong. It's weird that you're so wrong about curses all the time.
Wait, what?
As the smartest...
Unrecognized.
Oh, you're talking about that. You broke something.
Oh no.
No, Okay, that was weird.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so let me tell you this real quick. Zarina. Oh, I'm sorry, not Zarina. My bad. Raijin, you're the one who knows, believe it or not. Why that thing is hitting you, and as it's turning red, it kind of makes sense, and maybe it clicks. I just did a GM roll intelligence check about this thing for you. That's what I was trying to do. And you know that if in order you can totally kill it, right? It's killable. But there's another way to pacify these things. And that's to find that missing piece.
Interesting. Does the missing piece have a shape, like the hole? Does it have a specific shape, or is it
Yeah,
just amorphous?
it's a hexagon. No, it's like a hexagonal tile.
Okay,
It's missing.
neat. All right.
Hexagonal. I'm sorry, guys.
Hexagonal.
I'm making this up as I go, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna bumble through some words here, everybody. But yeah, there's an alternate win condition, so to speak.
Cool. All right. Yeah, it's not my turn yet, so.
Yeah.
It's in the old
So Min, you healed. Talk has a 20.
Okay.
Or is that an old initiative? No, that was your new one. That was your current.
That's an old
Okay.
one.
Hold on. What is your current initiative?
That's an old one.
I don't.
There is no roll for him yet.
He didn't roll.
Let's
Oh.
roll. What does it say?
4.
Then that's what it is. In fact, I was gonna say, or where's my token?
Right
Oh,
there.
okay.
Down here. Okay. Cool.
I see
Never
right
mind then.
here.
Sounds good. Okay. Sorry about that. So then it's Zarina. Zarina's turn.
Zarina doesn't know there's another way to pacify it.
No,
So-
there isn't. But Raijin,
Uh,
you could call that out if you want to, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
he just wants everyone to go. I mean, he might realize it like in the span of this turn. He's realizing it. That's how I have it in my head. So like he might yell it out in his turn, but right now he told everyone to go, and that's the last thing he thought about is focusing on them leaving.
So as like Min starts to kind of move away, Zarina's kind of like giving her cover, but she's going to take another shot. She's going to try and hit it again.
okay. The weak spot. The missing spot, or just another one of those cracks?
I think because she's moving, she's not going to try and hit it in its weak spot, just because she knows she really needs to be standing still for that. So she's kind of taking like a moving shot.
Okay.
So she's just going for the best hit she can manage.
Cool. All right, cool. Just let me know if you ever want to try to hit that weak point. All
I'll
right?
let you know when we're like almost out.
Totally. All right.
Fuck, why didn't I say I wanted to hit it?
Right? Yeah, that's totally a crit. So damage away.
Okay. Awesome.
Nice.
13.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a rocky exterior, but you're breaking it down. You're whittling it down. Good job.
Thank you. My one thing.
Oh wow. Hell yeah.
Okay.
So now it gets to punch Raijin in the face again.
That's the ones to
Or
punch
talk.
talk.
Yeah, you guys are both pretty close to it.
No. In fact, this turn it is actually gathering its power, because it was so red. After getting shot in an arrow, it is like it's closing in on itself again after beating you down. It's like was so angry and turning red that it's kind of like cocooned itself. Especially after it getting shot again, it's kind of it's literally forming like a little rock mound around itself, as like you can hear the wind going inside of it, as it's basically stunned.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
So assuming that Min and Zarina are...
So it doesn't do anything.
We
Okay.
should retreat.
Yeah, so assuming that they're actively moving around the other side of this thing, Raijin is strafing along with them, so that he has his shield and he's basically been putting himself between them and this thing until he's like near enough to talk to like shove him. I said go! As he continues to defend, and I will take the dodge action.
Okay.
And,
What do you talk?
I'm gonna go up and attempt to crack it with my great sword.
No one listens to Raijin.
Nope. We just hear, the cling of sword against rock. No, so
I'm very bad at this.
God damn.
I've rolled horribly all night.
all right.
Do you also leave after you roll horribly?
No.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
God damn it. You people are the worst.
Okay.
You're supposed to be finding that little hex thing so we can pacify it and make a friend out of it.
You think so?
I've already shot it twice. There's no
Yeah.
Nobody's told us, me and Orzi, about this magical thing.
Yeah, because we could be looking, but we're about to get to it maybe.
It's top of the order again, so it's Min's turn. I'm keeping the turn order up to date now. Everyone should see the turn order
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
If
we
it's
do.
I
not,
see it.
Yeah.
if your name's not there, it's because I fucked up again and left the old token in there.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
So Min, what do you do?
I'm thinking. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and double move to go. Like, I don't know. What are these spaces? How much movement is each of these spaces?
Approximately, it's 30 feet between each zone.
Okay.
So where you are in around the circle of these zones, it doesn't really matter. It's more of the abstract of
Oh, okay.
So,
right.
So 30 feet will get you
being
from
away
engaged
from
to
being
nearby.
engaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So 30 feet
Yeah,
will get
it's-
you into one or the other colors.
Yeah, it's kind of in relation to the rock monster in the middle.
Okay.
So you're just trying to get from like nearby to like
Right.
far away.
That would be.
You want to go up to the direction of the people shouting for help.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. That'd be
Which
30
I
feet.
assumed was that way. Well,
Yeah, that's
To the
fine.
left.
No,
This way.
that works for me.
Yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
totally cool. That's
sorry.
great.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, no.
That's the thing.
So Min, yeah, no, you run off and there's absolutely a wrecked airship up here. You hear the voices saying like, "Yo, we're in here," and you see like a hand from in there like go out saying like, "Please." And you have dark vision, right?
Me? No.
Okay. Yeah. So next turn, you can go into the broken down wreck of the crash. The crash doesn't look good at all. The crash it literally looks like the ship exploded from the middle, right, and broke in half. Literally
Interesting.
half the ship isn't even here. You're looking at half of a hull
Okay.
that they're kind of using as like a makeshift shelter,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
It's just that like the way it fell down and cracked. You're kind of looking at the deck of the ship,
Mhm.
and so like you see like a hand come out from the side of it, being like,
Okay.
"We're in here," and you see it's definitely wrapped up, like it's like totally bandaged.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
What's your passive perception?
16.
Okay. You actually haven't made a roll yet, so if you want to, you can actively search this place with a roll of perception, or just use your passive and do
Okay.
something else if you want
I'll
to.
just use my passive, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't know where it is, but you definitely feel like you're being watched.
Okay.
Hmm.
See, I don't have a good feeling.
It's definitely not a trap, though. Don't worry about it. Eric said so.
Yeah. Okay. It's not a trap, but okay.
No, I know, but like I'm uncomfortable because I don't know the intentions yet of the
The
person.
feeling of someone watching
yeah.
you is going to set you on edge.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Something is rotten in this state of Denmark for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what brought the thing down? Are they watching the survivors? Like there's a
Mhm.
ton of options. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's Min's turn.
Okay.
Zarina, it's your turn.
Yeah, so Zarina is like kind of following Min, and but is still unwilling to completely like desert the rest of the party, while this monster that she watched just like completely wail on, just like rage in. She's gonna take another shot, but since they're stopped at this point, she is gonna go for the missing piece again.
Okay.
And let's
Yeah.
see if I can pull
It
it out.
unfurls.
guys.
It unfurls itself. You wait for the right time, and
Mhm.
you shoot. Okay. Not enough.
Dang it.
You miss. It ricochets off a rock real close to it.
You know what? Can I use my inspiration?
Totally.
So it's roll a d6, right?
Great use of inspiration.
Thank you. That's 3.
Okay, that's not enough.
Dang
But
it.
great idea.
Damn.
Because it was disadvantaged the roll, so it's a 16, and
Right.
so you just boosted it up to your 19. Not enough to hit the spot. Nice try.
Okay.
We're dying, guys.
If it was a mini game, you got that real close bar, right? Like you got it like just right, and you're like, "Fuck this game, fuck this RNG."
It's rigged.
Yeah, right. Like that's how close you were.
Flip the
All right.
table.
Okay, cool. It's Rock Person's turn.
Yes.
Rock Person's turn is no longer upset. The Void Guardian is going to try to barrel down on Raijin, but it needs to do something first.
Wisdom saving throw.
14.
That beats it.
Okay. I think with one large like fuck everything on this table smash, the guardians around you just fly off. And really to everyone else we see like a large column of jade just evaporate in the face of this creature.
Yikes.
It pounds the earth, and you're in dodge mode,
Yeah,
right?
so it has disadvantage
Raijin?
to attack.
Yeah, okay, cool. I was going to ask you that. I just wanted to double check before I describe success or failure. All right. It's going to barrel down on you again,
Sure.
like it do.
I'm-
12
12 is
I'm
and a
going to-
16.
On the
16.
first
Neither one of them
attack.
hit.
Oh,
Nope, both misses.
Yeah.
okay, they missed. Can't do it.
What is your? I mean, technically, this is a success for you. So, how do you dodge? Do you withstand it, or is this like
No, he withstands
Dark Souls boss rolling around everywhere.
He was
dodging the attack timings.
So Raijin is built for taking damage. That's like the whole reason I built him. So that's what he does. He literally has the haft of his sword kind of down. Like he's still not attacking this thing, but he sees it swinging again in the same kind of like ground pound thing. And this time he raises the shield with enough of speed. And as soon as it echoes the impact, you see all of the different runes kind of flare up on his armor as it, and then he puts the other hand down, so he just has the shield up above him.
Yeah, it's furious at its ineffective attacks, and it does a large like chest bump with its missing hexagon like all around it. So like 4 arms of it just like hit its chest. It's so angry.
At that. Seeing the, or at least knowing the stone-faced expression on Tok's face, Raijin looks over and says, "If you're determined to die here, find its core." And he motions towards the gaping hole and then gives him another shove out of the way as I take the dodge action again.
I'm really bad at looking.
I'm good at getting hit, so I got this part.
Yeah.
All right, I'm okay.
I'm good at taking a shit ton of damage.
I'm looking around for it. Do I find it? No. Hexagon, and I'm thinking of all the gears in my head. That's the 6. Where is it?
Like Panic Talk is trying to remember shapes.
Digging through the junkyard looking for food. Like I'm like,
like the
brain.
Yeah. Like the Lightforged only use non-Euclidean shapes, so he's trying to remember what a hexagon is, and he's like, "Shit, what is it? No, that's 3. Square." He's like tracing them all together.
4 triangles together, reflected off the 0.
I just picture like wine bottles and stuff like that. Where's that one? It's
imagine a circle, then circumscribe 4 triangles and take the cosine of it. You're like, what are you doing? Just call it a hexagon.
So I'm trying to find the missing piece.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so you're gonna disengage and go find the missing piece.
Yes.
Okay. Not so fast, my dude. It's going to because you're disengaging with it while in melee. It's going to because you have to leave this to go find it, right? Unless you're literally standing near it, like looking around as you're dodging.
Well, if I'm taking the disengage action, it's not going to get a swing, right?
Well, but I'm sorry. So let me. I'm not. I have to describe I have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so the action economy to make that work, right?
Okay,
you need to actually make an active investigation roll to try to look for this thing, which requires your action, obviously. So in order to do the disengage, unless you can do that as a bonus action, you can't do both at the same time.
Let's let it take the swing at me.
And it, swinging at him activates protection as I slide into his spot and raise the shield. So it has disadvantage against Brother Talk as well.
Oh, badass. Cool. The Vortex Guardian tries to slam a jamma. Gets a 17 on you, Talk.
That's enough.
This thing's a monster truck, so makes sense.
Yeah.
12 points of bludgeoning damage on you, Talk.
Okay.
And that's literally minimum damage.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not.
I was gonna say so. Yeah.
Wait, one of the dice rolled a 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Yikes.
This is a very,
now
very,
I
very
make an
tough count.
investigation check.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rolled above a 5 tonight. Let's see. No,
no, you cannot.
Oh my god.
No, I think the slam probably stuns you and knocks you to the ground. So it's not a question of you looking; it's a question of your mouth is full of dirt, or where your face is, right? Is full of dirt, right? It's not. It's not.
Rise up.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you're like that bad at looking. It's just that you're literally not in a spot to look right now, right?
Yeah.
That's probably what it looks like. I try to attribute you guys to be like successful, so when you fail, it's not that you failed because of that. You're more graceful.
Yeah, you didn't fail because you're terrible. It's the monster's fault you're bad at rolling.
Yeah, it's the fact that the monster's too badass, which is like that's totally a fine thing to brag about when you're all bruised and missing an arm back in the bar when you're old, right? That's way better to say than you're bad. So anyways,
God damn it.
Right, but that's a good idea. It should be pretty clear at this point for all of you that this monster is definitely a you're trifling with it, and it really shouldn't be trifled with. Like this is absolutely around your maximum power level, so to speak, right? Like you're like, oh shit, this thing is bad. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, I'm a pretty good fighter, but this thing's pretty fucking good too, right? Like, anyways, cool. Order, talk. You tried top of the order again. Min, you are muted. Tell me what it is that we see Min do.
Okay, well, I'm honestly not paying too much attention to what's happening behind me because now there's potential threat that we haven't evaluated yet, and there's this person that was waving at us, you know, inside the half-broken airship. So, is it like how is the landscape in front of me? What does it look like when I get there?
So, you go up. You have to go up a little like cliff face, like a not like a full on climb, but just sort of like a. If this was a video game, you kind of like have to like do that jump up a mountain kind of thing, but not like necessarily invoke the jump, climb, grab the right points maneuver, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's like you quickly crest the hill, and down below you see sort of the chasm where the ship fell, where the wreckage is. Right. There's a bunch of barrels and old crates that are just smashed around this place. There's fewer jade columns around this place. You're surrounded. You're flanked by very large, sharp cliff and peaks that are kind of like looming on top of it. This place is almost always in shadow.
Okay. Are there like said, really high vantage points as well, like that potentially people could be on?
Yeah, there's a ton of vantage points.
Okay.
Like this is easily like a really good kill box if you are a tactical minded person.
Yeah. Okay. What
do you do?
I'm weary about going down there because if I go down there, I might not be able to get back up, and I don't know how well the rest of the party is doing outside of Z. So I'm going to kind of speak to the person that waved to me. Hello, are you guys okay? We heard, and there's a monster thing back here. So what's
we need
the situation doesn't look great.
They the hand again like beckons you in. Two hands this time. They're like, come on, like we need healing real bad. Come on. Once they don't show themselves though. They just see the hands.
What are your names?
Let me come up with two Voidborn names.
Called out the GM.
Are their hands gloved?
Like I said, they're wrapped up in bandages.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like. Oh wait, like completely wrapped up.
Yeah.
Ominous.
No, because so like there's no scales exposed whatsoever.
No, but the shapes looks Voidborn. Right.
I'm more interested on whether or not they have that fungus on them.
One of them it says like, my name is Quarid.
Quarid, my name is Manea, and we will definitely help you as soon as I know that my companions are not in any additional danger. Since you guys have been here for a little bit, I'm sure you can wait another few minutes. So just hang tight.
Oh, Void's embrace, lady. We're dying here, please.
Well, if you're talking, you're obviously not dying that quickly, so you'll be okay. Don't worry.
Okay. Make a will save for me, please.
Okay. Wisdom? No. Wait.
Yeah,
yes.
It's sorry, wisdom. I said will. I meant wisdom. Thank you. Okay. Nothing happens. You're good.
Great.
Don't worry about it.
No one believes you, Eric. God.
They're charming you.
Sure, it's not
suggestion.
I'm looking at
your weapons and come inside.
No, they let out an exasperated sigh and they're like, "Fine,
I'll just be over here dying. Do whatever you were doing."
Wait, another one goes out like, "Wait! Is it the Guardian?"
Yeah, the big storm, scary monster thing.
Yeah, no, I think I know how to fix that. It needs its core.
Do you have the core?
Yeah, it's in here.
Well, why don't you meet me
Come.
halfway?
We can't.
Can you like roll it out of where you are?
Our legs are crushed. We can't. It's back here.
How did you get it?
One of our mates found it. You can make another wisdom save. Yeah, they totally have it.
Okay. Can I sense emotion?
Yeah.
I want to know if they're willfully being like
Deceitful?
yes.
Okay. Sure, this will be your action, right? To
Yeah,
sense
because I
emotion,
haven't taken
right.
an action yet. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let me describe what you sense. You definitely sense desperation.
Okay.
You sense hunger. You sense fear. You sense deceit.
Okay.
You sense a lot of like, boy, I really hope they come over here. That's like anticipation, anxiety.
Okay. 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 That's gonna be my only action. I am gonna turn to Z and like kind of like grab her shoulder and let her know like just like shake her head like. Mm-mm.
Quick question: does sense emotion do number of beings or just sense emotions on one being?
One being.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
that's
it
what
says
you got.
within for one. Like I can focus on larger, but it takes more turns.
You were focusing on the person talking.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I motioned to Z.
Do you have
and
to
I,
have-
shake my head?
You don't have to have sight for that, right? You don't have to
Correct.
see them to do that. They
Yeah.
just have to be within range.
Yeah.
So you like do that through walls.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
As long as I
just-
know that there's something there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To detect. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. No problem.
Sweet.
Yay! I did things.
Still
Awesome.
not a
Okay.
trap.
Let's keep going.
Oh. Yeah.
That was your turn, Zarina.
Yep.
Muted.
Okay. At this point, I've heard somebody say the core.
And you would see Talk looking for something. Talk actively left the fight
Well-
and began looking for something. And then ate shit.
So I'm standing close enough to Min that I'm hearing the conversation that she's having with the people inside the ship, and I can see Talk I'm kind of facing the other way, and he's obviously looking for something. So as much as like she's got that gut feeling that this isn't, she really is distrustful of the situation. But they.
I mean, sorry. I just wanted to comment that isn't that every Grigori situation.
Yeah,
Sorry.
especially because they don't really interact that much with people. But she can see the situation that they're in, like the direness of the situation that they're in, and that Talk and Rajin are nowhere close to defeating this thing, and in no position to get out of combat in this moment. And so I think she just turns to Minea and she says, I think for just this once, we should try and believe them. I'll be with you, but if they have the core, if there's a chance they have the core, and that really can stop this, we should take that risk. We'll be together. We'll be fine if we're together.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I
But
know that
if we
they're
can-
not being truthful. I just don't know about what.
We just have to get close enough to get the core from them, and we'll be in and out. And then if we can see if they really do need our help, and maybe they're just desperate and really do need our help, and
I
Doesn't-
believe that they are hurt, but I don't know how many there are in there. They could overwhelm us very easily and then let our friends die.
I would never let that happen to you.
I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about Raijin and Tak, who are over there dealing with this monster that probably was unleashed because of these individuals over here who didn't know what they were doing. And now their ship is in ruins, probably because of the Guardian. And then we're dealing with the Guardian because they called us over here. And you see, I mean, it's this whole cycle, and nobody's being truthful or honest.
I think we should go. And I'm going to go.
Okay, what if?
I just
No.
have to see.
Okay, well, I got your back, but this could go very awry. Very quickly.
You can stay behind me and you can run and get talk if anything happens.
Okay.
And Zarina wants to work her way over to the ship, like kind of sprint over to the ship, to the hole where she saw the hands coming out. And she does have dark vision.
Cool.
Up to 90 feet.
Right.
And wants to kind of discern the situation and see if they really do have the missing piece.
Right.
And hopefully get it from them.
Clutched in the arms of a dead Voidborn, covered in black spots, is a red hexagon. Standing between you in that is a wicked-looking creature with, let me just throw down the token, describe it, as it says, "Oh, sorry, not what you were expecting," and in sort of like a, actually, it probably says it, seeing you, it probably is confused and says, not what you were, it says exactly what I said, just in a different tone. Like, "Oh, I'm sorry, not what I was expecting." And it is definitely some sort of Grigori. So you would know what this is. I'm glad that you came up here. So this is a Grigori hunter killer. They like to they're effectively scout, rangery, pathfinder, hunter killer people.
Okay.
And so it sees you and it's like, wait.
Yeah, she hasn't seen another Grigori since she left.
Yeah.
Especially in person.
Yeah. And this is why it's in this darkness and in this you mostly just see this gaunt silhouette of stretched black skin. The back of its head is covered with a small link of chains connecting from the back of the cerebellum down. Most of them are black. This one has a moderate size length because it's killed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it tries to look at you, right, and see your burgundy, and you probably look at it, right, and see it white, and it's like, oh. And I think probably Min sees this. Min probably just sees this. You turn the corner, and you're just kind of like dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Maybe, right?
Yeah. She kind of takes a couple steps back.
Yeah.
Kind of in shock, wasn't expecting to see a Grigori again in her life. She hoped she never would.
Right. And it speaks to you in Grigori, right? Like for the probably the first time you've heard someone speak Grigori in a very long time, and other than your dreams. And it says, "What house?" Like, because you're all bundled up, but it knows you're a Grigori, but it doesn't know that you're a slave at this moment.
Right. Listen, I don't have time for this right now, but I need that piece.
It definitely, you probably start to go to the side, like you're gesturing to go that way, and it just stands in front of you again. Right? And it's like, not so fast. And Min, you definitely know something's up because now you're a completely different voice, a non voice of Voidborn, and in fact, it's like dark speech of Mordor-esque. Come out of that cave, and you see Zarina kind of standing there, and maybe you see what does Zarina say when he says "not so fast"? Like, no, nothing for free. What's going on?
I'm on a journey of the utmost importance, and my companions will be killed without that piece. What do you want for it?
Who cares about your thralls? If your business was so important, why wasn't I told of it? What is your house? And it's like getting more and more stern, like it needs you to do stuff. But like you could probably if you try to be persuasive with it and stuff, which you're kind of doing, you can on your turn. Or you can do something else. You can try to be like, I don't have time for this. I'm just going to fucking try to dodge around it and go for this hexagon, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's totally, what do you do? It's basically asking you for papers, please. It doesn't care about the life of your friends. It doesn't want to attack you, right? Like it's not going to necessarily attack you because it still thinks of you as like its IFF identifier is saying you're friendly, but it doesn't. It also like is skeptical about what you're saying.
Right. So obviously my house was like stripped from me.
Right.
I could try to lie.
Yeah, do you lie? Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of feel like I want to find out who this person is. Like, what are they doing out here?
Right. Well, I think it tells you in that way. It sums up what it's saying. It says, you know the price when you cross into another one's hunting grounds.
I didn't realize that we were trespassing.
It snarls like, what kind of Grigori doesn't know when it's in another Grigori's hunting grounds? Aren't you? And then it says, what house? Like, so how about this? We never spoke about it before, but I think maybe being branded a slave or runaway cuts you off from that sort of network.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
catchphrase of the show.
Yeah. And I think that she, when she enters Undava, she doesn't like fully. She like goes into an extent because basically the way I had thought of it is like, and because she's been branded a slave, her presence as a slave can literally be sensed by other Grigori.
Mm-hmm.
So when she like goes into, she kind of stays like half out, which is why it's so like misty when she enters, because she wants to stay just enough to see the lights, just to see if anybody was coming. She doesn't want to like fully give into the dreamscape and be sensed,
detected. Yeah.
Right. And so if she had been entering fully, she might have known that there was another Grigori here, but because she wasn't, she didn't really fully sense him, especially if he was any kind of trying to remain hidden.
Exactly. And so it thinks that you're trying to be hidden too right now, like you're hunting. And so it's like, what the fuck are you imagine like two hunters in the woods just randomly cross paths. That like, you're like, what are you doing in the middle of Montana? How are you also here?
Yeah.
Right.
And she says, when was the last time you were back at Undava? Why is your physical body out here?
Ooh, okay. So this is a role because it's asking you questions and you're taking control of the situation and trying to assert it to answer your questions instead.
Yeah, I think she's trying to play it off like, because he's like, who are you? She's like, who are you?
Exactly,
like,
exactly. It's a power play. So so this is gonna roll. This is probably an intimidate check, right? To command them. What do you think? What do you think it is?
I mean, that's not great on me, but
do you think it's persuade instead?
I don't think she's necessarily coming off as aggressive.
You are asserting dominance.
Yeah.
Right. and you're
Yeah.
not answering their questions, which is why I think
That's
that is.
true.
But once again, if you can come up with a reason why it shouldn't be that and should be, it's diplomatic because that's how, for example, that's just how Grigori talk. They are aggressive, and you're like, I don't know. I'm cool with that if we're cool going forward with that being the answer. Right? You know what I mean? Like I'm letting you be flexible. I'm letting everyone, hopefully see that you can be kind of flexible with how you use skills. To be like, I'm trying to do this thing, and this is what it looks like when I'm doing it. So I'm hoping it's this stat and this skill.
Okay,
Or
so
like that kind. You know what I mean?
I think the reason, okay, so the kind of like body language, I think like upon first seeing him, it definitely like made her tense. But I think like she's trying to give off the impression that now that she's kind of like sussed him out, she's unintimidated by him. So her body posture like relaxes, and she kind of like falls into this tone of like, oh, well, who are you? Trying to be more like friendly, I guess, towards him.
Right. Coy.
Yeah, definitely coy.
Yeah. Like two cats saying hi to each other.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
Right.
Was that like
15.
performance? Oh, persuasion. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that could have been a perform check. Totally, I would have allowed perform in that scenario. Yeah. Okay. No. A 15's enough to be like, fine, save your thalls, but do not let me ever catch you here again. And it backs off. It goes to the side and lets you go past.
Yeah, she goes and she like.
Sorry, just one more thing.
Yeah.
You also know that to really ask it for any advice or like really anything right now is really pushing your luck. You're like, oh, good, it bought it. Hopefully, I don't have to try again, right?
Yeah.
Like you have used up that roll with that answer. Okay, it's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, 15.
That's totally fine. She wasn't gonna push her luck anyway. She like kind of smiles a little bit and like goes over and picks up the piece, and then says, well, I guess I won't be seeing you around. And then she just like quickly walks off. Like
It hisses like a cat as you go. Totally hisses like a cat.
Yeah, and she like starts like pushing Min like, get out of here. You should not be in your situation.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Min's freaking out. Yeah, totally.
I'm just like on edge, like
She's like, go
she's about to go down.
Oh,
She's about to-
yeah. Yeah, you just power played a Grigori.
Yeah.
It was totally trying to bait Min.
And Min's like, what are you doing? You want a snack?
Yeah. I got some juice boxes.
And
Got
she,
some
as soon as
Ecto
she,
Cooler
like,
High C. Go ahead.
she literally plays it as cool as possible. Like she picks up the piece and like walks around the corner very casually. And as soon as she sees Min, she's just like, go, and like starts sprinting to like run this piece back to
Cool.
the goal.
All right. That's going to take... So to do that is going to take 2 turns to get back to him.
That's fine.
Okay? Cool.
Count,
Are you cool with them?
That is my 2 turns.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry this is
Min was like
taking
holding
a while.
her breath the whole time.
Yeah. That was a really long 6-second turn. But I'm joking. I hopefully I don't want to diminish that. That was a really good scene. I appreciate that. Summer working with me. That was really good. Anyways, okay, turn order. Serena goes. Rockman goes. Raijin,
Is he attacking me? Am I getting punched by Rock Band?
you're by Rock Band.
By Rock Band? The whole game? The video game Rock Band? The whole...
Yeah. Is that Treyarch Studios? Who's
Yeah.
that? Who the people make them? Yeah.
Win
the
Rock
whole-
Studios?
Yeah, the whole studio
Yeah.
is just attacking you. The entire DLC content comes down on you.
Miss.
20. Oh, because it's dodge disadvantage,
Miss.
right? 17. Yeah.
Both
Boy,
misses.
so once again, this is just like kicking up a bunch of dust. There's more like thunderstorm, kind of like lightning bolts coming around it as it's just knocking around. There's way, way fewer jade statues around right now, right? Or statue. I said statues. Rock formations around.
Yeah, so he just on the shield again, and he just brings the shield up to defend after he's like slid into where Talk was. The next one comes down, the lights kind of flash on him, and then over the wind and the dust and the pounding rocks and the crumbling atmosphere, Raijin, knowing that Min and Z kind of left, he shouts over this cacophonous storm, "Did you find the keystone?" as he's just buffeting against the wind underneath the storm.
Meanwhile, Talk looks like an old man searching for his spectacles on the ground.
He's the Velma of the group, just looking.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I will be taking the dodge action again to try to hold this thing's gaze as best
Does
I can.
does Zarina or I mean, Min's not here to answer the question, but would Zarina say like, I got it as you're coming down, so Talk isn't wasting time looking around?
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Okay.
she's, I mean, the moment she's within sight, she's like kind of using her other hand to like wave them down and be like, I have it.
Yeah, you would have heard him yell, "Did you find the keystone?" to Talk, not knowing that you guys went and found it.
Awesome.
Talk's action was quite different, though. I wasn't going to look this turn because I'm not very good at that, and I'm a little low on hits. I was actually going to dump all my lay on hands back into myself to get my hits back up. So is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're not asking me. You're asking Talk.
No,
But
I was asking you if it was okay, just because for my turn after Raijin, I wanted to lay on hands for myself because, yeah, if that thing hits me, it hits hard.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Then I guess it's gonna beat up Raijin again.
All right. Yeah. Then as we see Zarina and Min coming down, this thing's going to try to beat on Raijin again.
Yeah, because they have to get all the way back here.
Yep.
Sure.
Totally.
Yep.
But now you see them coming, and you see the piece missing, right?
That one will hit.
That's
All right, so
2 hits.
That one will hit.
So for the first one, it has to make a wisdom saving throw because it's going to be damaging itself as Talk uses his channel divinity, Rebuke the Violent. So it will take radiant damage.
That's a reaction.
It's my
to do that?
reaction. Yeah, it's my
Okay.
reaction.
Cool. Sorry, I only wanted to interrupt because it was a reaction. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Is it DC 14? Just like the other one?
No,
I
it's
got a 20
actually,
though, so like it's probably not a 20.
Yeah, it's going to take half the damage it would have dealt off the first attack back anyways.
Okay,
so
cool.
it just, and this thing hits hard, so even half is quite a bit.
Yeah, it did 16, so half is 8. So it does 8 damage to itself.
8 radiant damage, yes. So it hits and just.
Does Raijin still take full 16?
No,
Okay, cool. What does he? Does he
And
take any of
it's
it?
no, you don't. You will when you get hit by the second hit.
Okay, cool.
right.
I just want to make
Okay.
sure where I'm taking damage here.
Yep. And
Yeah.
the second one is for 17 points of damage.
Cool. That's not too bad. There goes my temporary hit points, and still up. I'm still
Okay.
up, guys.
I've been waiting to do that for like 3 sessions. It's like, haha!
Take that.
Awesome. It doesn't look injured really at all.
Yeah, I figured as much. It's probably got like hundreds of hit points.
Yeah, it's still it's digits. Its hit points are still in the 3 digits. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. Go ahead. Next turn. Now this is the top order again. You guys are back.
Yeah, so I'm still taking the dodge action to defend against this thing,
Right.
and waiting for them. Now that I know that they're coming down with the keystone.
You guys, yeah. So at the start of this turn, you guys are nearby, so you're in range to move and do this, or do something else, right? But you're nearby once again. So that means you can move to become engaged and see this thing, and then interact with it in close combat, or you could do something else. And it's Min. It's your turn.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, does it take 2 of us to put this thing, the keystone, into
I mean,
the...
This thing is whirling around and fighting. Yeah, like it takes one person to do it, but like if you can do something to assist them, would probably be good. Right, because this
Right,
thing's
yeah.
not like this circle piece like spins around it because it's it's a tornado, and its arms are moving around and attacking, and there's cover around or diminishing cover, so it's very difficult. Also, for the record, I know it didn't come up, but if you ever were like, I want to use, I know because we're using zones, it's kind of difficult, but if you want to say, I'm trying to hide behind some rocks or something like that, and be like, I want to invoke using cover. And like use the surroundings, totally say that because I will give you benefits to that. And I should have said that earlier, but there's so much going on that it slipped my mind. And I'm sorry.
That's
But
fine.
like I play theater of the mind like that, and sometimes I forget details, so
okay.
it's not a good combination. So, anyways, yeah. Do you think you can do something to get it so it to set up so Zarina has an easy chance to put in the core?
Got any relaxing
I can
songs?
give her a benefit to resistance, which is basically an extra D4 and adding it to a saving throw. But I don't know if that'll be applicable in this case.
Oh, you could do Bardic
No, this will be a
Inspiration.
skill roll to do this.
You could do Bardic Inspiration.
Play a song.
No, yeah, I can definitely do Bardic. I wasn't sure like how else I can help get the keystone in specifically though.
Oh, you know what? I forget that you don't play 5e.
No.
Sorry. So there is an action you can take, which I'm sure Eric will want you to explain narratively. There's an action called Aid, and essentially what it does is you render aid, and it gives the person advantage on the whatever they're going to do next. So you could take the aid action and do Bardic Inspiration. Just you have to explain how you're physically aiding them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks
Yep.
for covering
Yep.
for me.
I forget that you don't play 5e, and it's one of those things where I play so often. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, no, it's just a normal thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're such a good role player, Meta, that like it's just that it's
I know
I just
everything.
equate those things. Yeah, and it's. I'm sorry. So thank you very much.
No, you're
And-
okay. I love learning and playing other systems. So, okay. So then in that case, I'm actually going to focus on getting this keystone to the appropriate location. So I'm going to go ahead and do aid for Z. As part of that, it's almost the way that it looks, and I'll tell the mechanical part after, but like the way that it looks is I start playing this song and it almost looks like a whirlwind around us with light. So it's like creating this inspirational, like haste almost to get us to where we need to be. And the aid portion will basically be like, I'm her second pair of eyes to make sure that she knows exactly where she, like, it's almost like a in tune focus on, she sees nothing else. So I'm there protecting her and she's just focused in on this one thing.
Yeah, I imagine you kind of standing up, like almost defiantly to this storm, and as you're singing, your tattoos activate.
Yes.
And I imagine it's kind of like a Fantasia-esque effect of the
Yeah.
musical notes coming around, like
Yeah.
this golden chorale. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Of bars and notes and songs around this area. I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No, I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just, anyways, that's totally true. And so it was. Awesome. Yeah, that's an amazing help, because I think everybody kind of looks at you doing this as like, this is like you doing, even though it's like your normal thing or like mechanically, this is like one of the, no one's seen you sing this defiantly before, or like proudly or boldly, right? And it's amazing to see. Yeah, absolutely, it's totally inspiring.
Yay! Inspire.
Absolutely. So you have that extra inspiration, Zarina. It's your turn, Zarina.
And advantage.
All right. What do I got to do? Thing in there.
Get the thing in the
What
thing.
what adjective would you use to describe yourself putting this power core, this hexagon, to fill out the puzzle of this monster?
I determined.
Okay. So that probably sounds like do you think would okay. I was hoping that would be an attribute. Is that charisma
Or Constitution.
or
I do
constitution?
it correctly. No. Correct.
Well, that would, to me, that sounds like intelligence. That
Perfectly.
that would
That would
be
be-
intelligence. You do
Yeah, I
it
would
the
say that's-
precise technical way.
Yeah.
Or
Right. That's what I'm thinking
Either
about
way.
when you're doing it.
or
Right? 'Cause if it's
dexterity.
determine, determine could totally be power of friendship esque charisma to do this. I would allow that. I think that sounds really cool. If you want to do it with like con also works, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm open to ideas.
I think I'm
Is-
going with that first one. Because I really feel like she's so over it. She's ready for this to be done. And so she has one job, and that's what she's going to do. She's not worried about anything else right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I think Constitution.
Okay. Yeah. Use your
Just
constitution.
straight
Yeah. It's a constitution check. So if you're proficient in constitution checks, you should get it. But otherwise, it's a constitution. It's rolling with advantage because you have the help, as well as you have the inspiration.
Okay.
All right.
Shut up. I mean, I feel like. Okay, I'll use my inspiration.
Okay. That's a D8, right? Meta?
D6.
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 I don't get DA until 2 levels from now.
Ah,
Come on.
okay. You get a 13.
Yeah.
You're so close to getting it in there, right? You're like, it's so determined. You have the chance. You slide it in there, and it's half in right now, right? And you can see that the inside of the tornado around it is like through the fractures of its earthen exterior of storm. It is becoming less red, like it's like flickering, like it's almost like if something is, it's literally like the connection is being half made. It roars. This seems incredibly painful to be in this state of on and off, but it's not done. Someone else needs to finish it because of your role. I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
Someone started it, and this thing's gonna go. It's going to. So Zarina, you're close enough to it though.
Yeah.
It's so I think you expose yourself to danger as you do that, right?
Yeah.
It's like it thrashes about and then sees you, and it's going to do that. It's double smash down on you.
Cool. I'm going to die. Just FYI. So everybody's aware.
I think it's we'll see. 9
No,
Critical fail.
that does not hit me.
and a 10.
That doesn't hit me either.
Okay.
Blessed.
like that scene
Yeah,
in
it is a critical fail. I don't
I
do
know nothing
critical
bad
fails,
happens,
but it would.
But
Yeah.
it wasn't that one.
Right. Yeah, which makes sense. It's probably so maybe instead it's once again, it's not that this thing obviously fucking misses you. It's that it's like ripping at its chest to try to get it out.
I
Right,
think
it's- so it's-
Serena. I think she yells, "Let me help you!" She's like battling
Yeah.
with it, trying to push
Yeah,
it back
and
in.
it's trying to get this thing off you. Like, if you ever imagine like being in a car coming back from Bonnaroo, and there's a poisonous jumping spider on your shoulder.
It's a very specific reference you're making.
Yeah, it is a very specific reference. It's the closest I've ever gotten to dying.
Yeah.
And so it's frenetically trying to get rid of this thing on it, also without nearly without regard to anything around it.
So I didn't have to use it, but only because you said, "Let me help you." I think because you're in Rage's protection aura, and he just sees you run up and scream, "Let me help you." He also shoves you and is like, "No, get away!" Then he puts the
It
shield up
wasn't to
again.
you, I was trying to
Yeah,
help the golem.
but he doesn't know. He just sees you run up and scream, "Let me help you."
Oh my god.
Does you bring out your shield? Like, are you by doing that? What are you trying? Is there a mechanical action to that? Is this to inadvertently finish this task of putting in the sphere
it's
by
both.
just bumping into it?
There's the fighting style. That's his
Oh, okay.
reaction to stop her from getting hit. I didn't have to use it because they both missed anyway. But yeah, so he has the shield out and he hears, "Let me help you," and he shoves her and says, "No, get out." And then seeing the thing, he will attempt to finish putting it back in. The rest of the way, and realizing what's happening, realizing what she does as she barrels in, he readjusts the shield and he dives in and like smashes this thing in.
Yeah,
and I'll give you some.
totally.
I'll hopefully give you some athletics. Ka-chow! Fuck yeah!
Oh,
I'll give you some
yeah.
athletics.
Yeah.
Dope.
You dive at this thing, and for one moment, you just hear a click, and you basically barrel through air and rock, and you just kind of like tackle the air as this storm just immediately subsides and disappears. On the ground in front of you is that red hexagon, although now it is much smaller and is blazing red. It is without even having to identify it, it's absolutely magical.
Sweet. And Eric, that sounds to me like the best cliffhanger we could have, as it is 11 o'clock. So, guys, that was episode 3 of Myth Dawn. Exciting. No one was sad. We did combat and yelled at each other instead. So I think we successfully beat the sad out of Myth Dawn for now. So let's go around and introduce our cast and crew here, then give some love to some other streamer currently doing some tabletop stuff right now. We'll start with our wonderful DM, GM, whatever you want to call yourself. Eric, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of today's game?
Oh, I am Dungeon Master Eric Vulgaris today. We are in the Dungeons and Dragons land, and I will adopt the name of that title. I never get to. I usually am game master, so I relish being a dungeon master for you all. Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Vulgaris on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I am mostly a game master, as I just said, for a lot of random independent role-playing games. If you like Mouse Guard, if you like 316, which is a Starship Troopers Space Marine-esque game, if you like random story games, like being Cornish shipwreckers, trying to go get loot and things like that. I am your one-stop indie game shop. I wear a sketchy trench coat with a bunch of indie games in. I'm like, hey kids, you want to try some games? That's me in a nutshell. Only maybe more adorable.
Now, what if you just like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain?
Caught in the rain?
Yeah. Where do you stand on that?
I mean, I guess I have a necessary condition of you also like making love at midnight.
Yeah, and at least have to have half a brain, right?
Yeah, like at least bare minimum, right? Yeah.
Man.
Anyways, thank you, chat, for hanging out and all your comments and things like that. And I just want to say real quick, Meta, I'm really sorry I didn't ask you to describe what it looked like to use your sense emotions. I really fucked up. I feel like that was a real personal affront by me.
You're
Thank you.
a terrible
You're the
game master.
Yeah. I really like this episode, even though we only got about half as much done as I planned. I thought it was really good characterization. And I was trying to. I had some other things planned that were going to get to everybody, but it didn't happen because we were having fun characterizing and role playings and fighting this Earth Elemental puzzle. But I'll get them next time, chat. Don't worry. They solved my Earth Elemental puzzle, but well, let's wait and see.
I like how in episode 1 we established the initial conflict between Talk and Raijin, and then episode 2 established one between Min and Raijin, and now in episode 3 it's Zyrina and Raijin. He's just fighting everybody. So
he just wants to be loved, but he pushes everyone away instead.
He's just so aggressive. So I think, and admittedly, the hero of today's combat, Summer, who are you? What are you doing here? And what do you think of tonight's episode?
Hi, I'm Summer. Tonight was amazing. I feel like like Eric said, he got to like half of what he had planned in chat, and I think it's just because we had too much fun trying to keep fighting. We should have run away, but yeah, tonight was really good. I'm even more excited. I feel like I'm just exponentially getting more excited for each week, just to kind of see where this goes. I'm really, really excited. Anyway, I'm Summer. I stream a bunch of RPGs on my channel Off the Table. You should come check us out. Tomorrow we have our season premiere of Mouse Guard. It's going to be really good. It's Mousteries. It's gonna be cheesy and oh my god, it's gonna be really good. And then we have a lot of other stuff going on. Just follow us on Twitter. But yeah, tonight was awesome. Thank you guys for letting me play with you as always.
Sweet deal. Pleasure to have you. And Meta was definitely Raijin's hero. I was at 2 hit points. 2 hit points when you ran back in. I was like, I'm dead. I'm super dead. I didn't think to take the dodge action when I started combat and just ate shit immediately. So I appreciate that. So Meta, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
I'm Metamancer on Twitch and the Metamancer on Twitter. I am a tabletop roleplay game master as well, and I do play and draw horror type illustrations as well as other stuff. Just on stream primarily. My channel is horror, dark fantasy focus. And then obviously I play in this, which is not horror, though horrifying things can happen. And I also am developing the Twitch roleplay extension. So hopefully that will be making more progress soon. And as far as tonight's episode goes, really, really awesome. I like that we got to focus on a different type of combat, which is the like, we know we can't kill this. What's the alternative? Because this thing is going to destroy us. Mm-hmm. So that's really cool. And also really cool that Z met another Grigori, which could potentially come to bite us in the ass in the future. So, there's a lot of really cool stuff happening, and the story is definitely evolving. And I like that each episode we're discovering more about the lore and the culture of each of the races that we have. So like we learned a little bit more about the Voidborn and this whole curse and like what does it mean? And there's obviously the disparity between like Min and Z don't believe really. We don't have a religious following in our culture, right? Everything is much more either in my case is very much more like a ritual kind of spiritual belief versus,
Humanist, yeah,
and you know with the
Our
Grigori
divines are our god.
right. So it's really cool to see the different racial cultural things happening there. So I think we got some good stuff happening. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
Just like Summer said, is every episode just like more anticipation and like what else are we going to learn and all that. So
I realized in episode 3 that we, so I said it every episode, we world build the whole time between episodes and all that kind of stuff, but everybody is world building their own personal shit, and none of the things we world build touches anywhere near what the campaign's doing. So whenever we come to sit down at the table, we're like, oh, that's a new thing that I didn't make up. Cool, yep, no, that's happening now. So we get to make our own stuff and then come to the table and see what Eric made the whole time. We're like, oh, I didn't plan for any of this. I just spent like 3 hours working on lore. That's okay, let's go. So it's definitely cool to see the collaborative world building aspect that was in episode 0 continue throughout the entire show so far. I think that's pretty awesome. And Grant, King of World Building, who are you? What are you doing here? And
I'm the king of world building. No, what? Not at all.
I mean, you have a show. You have 19 games in the same world. I mean, that's
my name is Grant Ellis. I'm an independent content creator, primarily for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. I'm an occasional Twitch streamer who runs games in a homebrewed setting that should be published in March. I'm going to be on Off the Table this Thursday talking about world building, and every Saturday I have an episode of the Story Forge, which is a show all about world building. And I believe in the near future I'm going to do a panel on world building with Wolfgang Bauer from Kobold Press, Keith Baker, who invented the Eberron setting, RJ Schwalb, who designed the game Shadow of the Demon Lord. We're putting that together. And also Scott Fitzgerald Gray, who has written many adventures for Dungeons & Dragons, including designing the 4th edition version of the Tomb of Horrors. He is running a Kickstarter, which is celebrating diversity in gaming, and it's specifically designed for new dungeon masters and young dungeon masters. I'm looking to get him booked on a channel such as Off the Table, unMadeGaming, or Exploding Dice. We're working on the details. But that's essentially who I am. I'm just a guy. I'm online, and I really love this campaign. I liked writing Talk's poem just before the game and learning a little bit more of him. We didn't get to the camp scene because he does have and has been carrying a spare glove, but we'll save that for next time from his dead consort friend who he lost 1,000 years ago. So we'll wait for that scene.
sweet. I already can't wait to see what the hell happens next week. I want to know about this Grigori. I want to know how he stole this crashed ship. I want to know what happened to the Voidborn. I want to fight this stupid rock golem again. So with that, guys, we're going to get the hell out of here. You can come see us tomorrow. We're here for Blades in the Dark at 8 p.m. My homebrew campaign on Thursday at 7 p.m. Havoc at the Hinterlands. We have a few more days left in our giveaway that's currently going on to win a custom dice chest or hex chest from Elderwood Games. And Saturday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. we have a 12-hour stream. It is the first official unMadeGaming charity stream of 2018. Last year we raised $3,000 for charity. This year we're going for $6,000. And for every partner or affiliate that joins the unMadeGaming team, we're going to raise that by $1,000 to see how much money we can generate for charity. So come out. It's 12 hours at tabletop, 4 one-shots, and all money goes to the charity of Extra Life. And with that, we're going to go raid our friends Panic Control. I believe they are currently playing some Blades in the Dark, so definitely go check those guys out. My buddy, the Bubbernot's playing over there. So get on that raid train, and from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.